401. 401. Silver and black, yeah, we never fold. New winning roots with a Raider soul. East Coast grind, West Coast pride. Raider Nation, worldwide. 401, say it loud. 401, feel that sound from the stands to the screen. This is Raider Talk with 401 Raider Jeff. Win or lose, we ride it out. Raider Nation, hear us shout. Hit that bell, show respect. Silver and black. 401 Raider Jeff. 401. 401. 401.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this is Raider Nation Voices. This is going to be a new show on Saturday night. And I have a new co-host. It's going to be myself and my main guy over here, Mr. Jason Downs, Raiders First Downs. So what we're going to do is we're going to do open phone lines for Raider fans on Saturday night. So I have my No Huddle on Friday night, which is open to all fans of all 32 teams in the NFL. This show tonight is strictly for the Raider fans to call in with their personal takes on the team, what's going on, what's new, do you like us, who's better looking, Jason, myself. I know it's me, but thank you. So the phone line's not open just yet. So we're going to talk a little bit here, him and I, and then we will open up the phone lines. But when we do open the phone line, just keep in mind there's going to be other people trying to get in, so try and keep your takes within a couple of minutes quick, and then we'll move on to the next person. So, but Jason, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, my friend. Doing good. Saturday night. Got something a little brewing here, a little fire. You like fires?
It's been a while since you and I've done a show together, though.
Well, hey. It was bound to happen.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Let's check in. Let's see what we got with us. I know Nabman's here. What's up, Nabman? Bueno is here.
What's up, Nabman?
Rorschach is here.
Rorschach?
Who else is here? I know I saw someone else pop in.
AO's here. Yeah. Anthony.
Eric Bell is here. Jeff, you talk too much. No, I don't.
Nah.
You have no idea.
You ought to be on the phone with them.
Hey, listen. Yeah, you're right. This coming from the guy Eric who leaves me
kettle pot.
Huh?
I'm the pot calling the kettle black on that one.
Yeah. This and Eric saying I talk too much. This is a guy that leaves me like 3-minute Facebook voicemails or voice messages.
Uh-oh, Cool Kev and Just Raider, baby. Oh,
what's up, Cool Kev? What's up, Jay? So obviously big nose is right here. Mm-hmm. Big news today in Raider Nation. Rob Leonard is now our defensive coordinator. Jason, what do you think about that?
I have two thoughts on that. Number one, I think it's really safe. He's already in the building. He's already dialed in. Okay. But the only negative I have to that is, are they trying to accommodate a certain person?
Oh, gee, who would that be?
I don't know. Maybe the chat might know.
Does he happen to wear number 89?
No, 98.
I'm looking at it backwards. You're right. So it's 98. Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, hold on. I got to do my promo. This guy runs on Duncan.
When you don't want to be a drunken, get you a Duncan.
Duncan. Yep. Let's see. He doesn't take my. Fuck you. I take your calls. You just don't call me. And now you've got your chance tonight to call in, Eric, and say your piece, because I know you've got something to say about Leonard because he left me a message about it today. Mm-hmm. So I know what that's all about. Jay, what up? A good show, really. Yeah, that was a good show, Jay. I listened to a good chunk of it. I was upstairs with the kids. We were playing board games. Then we had dinner. My son made fresh raviolis. fresh pasta. Well, we
Ooh.
bought him a pasta press for Christmas. He loves cooking. So
Yeah.
any chance he gets to cook, that's fine by me because his food, he's good. He's really good at it. So
Yeah.
there's no voicemail. Well, there is one voicemail left over from last night. Jack called in late in the show last night, but I was already getting off. So
Way to go, Jack.
we'll play that. We'll play Jack's phone message. But so I are they doing it to appease him? Maybe. I don't know. Oh, Duncan's here too. What's up, Duncan?
What's up,
Uh,
Duncan?
I don't have a problem with them taking him as DC. I know initially I'd said I don't want any coaches left over from the past regime. I want all new, fresh start. But the other way, the other way you got to look at this too. We were the last team to hire a head coach because the guy we wanted was
Mm-hmm.
obviously made it all the way to the Super Bowl, won it, and then we had to wait another extra day because can't do it on Monday. We had to wait till Tuesday. So yes, we are behind a little bit here on hiring position coaches now. Um, and DC was the one that I wanted us to make sure that we take care of first because by default we've already got our OC in the house with it being Kubiak.
Mm-hmm.
They can name anybody as OC. It's just a figurehead basically at that point because he's the one that's going to be running the show. Um, I'm okay with Leonard, to be honest with you. If they're doing it as a move to keep Max by just giving him the position, if that's their reasoning, that's stupid. I think that's a dumb move if that is eventually what comes out. But I think that they're being smart about everything they're doing this season so far. That I don't see that that's the case. I think it's the case that he's been he's been in this league a long time. You know, people think he's you know just a short term coach. He's only been in the league for a couple of years. He's been around for a while, and he's been around a lot of good coaches too throughout his career.
Yeah, I'm glad you just said that because it just dawned on me. He was actually a linebackers coach for McDonald when McDonald was in Baltimore.
Yep,
So
that's actually where he got his start, I believe. Right?
well, that's his hoorah that got us to bring him to Vegas. And his forte is actually linebackers, not D line. He's actually more of a linebackers kind of guy. It's just we had AP as the linebackers coach, him as the defensive line coach, and it kind of swished back and forth. But he was under McDonald, so there is that connect between Kubiak, McDonald, and then over to so in the long run, all the assistant coaches at one point or another will cross paths with another assistant coach on a different staff throughout their career. So those relationships, I'm confident that this is a Kubiak decision more or less than just a Spytek Brady type decision. Or maybe it was, I was thinking that. I'm glad you guys suggested that. Let's go ahead and go with him. And then add insult to injury. Seattle really was blocking us on every move we tried to make to get in this. Every assistant coach, they're trying to block it as best as they possibly can. So we got to do what we got to do to get our coaching staff filled out. So I don't think this is I wouldn't necessarily categorize it as like a participation trophy, I guess you could say, because I think Robbie Leonard's well respected in the coaching community.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case either. And I know Eric says, but D line to DC is a different role. I mean, you got to start somewhere. But I mean, in all honesty, I mean, you look at how the defensive line has been the last few years. It's been not bad. It's been fairly decent. I mean, look what he's been saddled with for the last 3 years. He's had Tyree. He's had to work with and deal with Tyree, and it just goes to show you if he can work magic with some of these other guys, and Tyree's not really up in his game, then that's when you know that the guy's just not the guy, meaning the player, not the coach.
Yeah.
So I think it was fine. I think it was definitely, and that man just had a logical progression for him. I mean, shit, you've had quarterback coaches go from quarterback coach to offensive coordinator. What's the difference? So, I mean, we're not asking a special teams coordinator to go from that to a head coach. That's a little different. And I know that's what Bisaccia got mixed into, but everybody loved him and they wish he never left. But whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Raider Paul's in the house. What's up, Raider Paul?
Yeah, Raider Paul, give me my Grammy.
You know what? I have. Oh, I don't even have that in here. God dang it! I got.
Yeah, your media assets on this channel is
Yeah,
all.
I just added this studio to here today, so I don't have it in here, but I will in a second. As soon as I find it, I can find where it went. Um, we can listen to. You know what? I'll deal with it later. Fuck it. Um, yeah, no Raiders call out tonight. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. I don't have it in here. Um, oh, Pigs is here. I called Rob to DC recently on 805 Show City. Would interview him like the fit. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I think a lot of it. I think a lot of us because they did retain him as some of the coaches they were keeping, and when I saw that, I was like, "There's something brewing there." And that conversation had to be made when they interviewed Kubiak the first time. That this is some of our coaches. Are you familiar with them? That's going to be part of that interview process. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I would venture to say that it's all the check boxes are there as who's signing off on it, and it's just not a we're going to make you take him as our defensive coordinator type situation. So
And also always point to loyalty, which is a good foundation. True.
in
True.
most cases, but the last regime was not. And mind you, I don't think Robbie Leonard was the bad part of that regime. I just think he was handcuffed. That whole defense was handcuffed last year. Really, the whole
Yeah.
coaching staff. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brendan Carroll wasn't running some defensive practices just because he's daddy's boy.
Hang on. I think I found it. It's loading. Yep, this is it. All right, give me a second here. Come on, load up. Load up. We'll open up the phone lines in a minute, but I will play the voicemail from last night.
Raiders.
There you go, Rita
There we
Paul.
go. Yeah, gotcha. Let's see who else just popped in there. PNW Mark, what's up, my guy? He called in yesterday, actually,
Yeah.
too. Gave him DC job because Schwartz wasn't available. Now you're gonna complain. You know what? We had no shot of getting Schwartz. So I don't know why everybody's all bitter about that. What's up, Rorschach? John Leone's in the house. What's up, John? Let's see. Jacob asked, "Can you guys confirm that Kubiak is the one hiring his own coaches?" I think he is, because there's going to be guys that are going to be possibly coming in from Seattle anyway. I'm sure Bennett should be the next one. Hopefully, get his ass in the door and get working with that offensive line, and let's start seeing something as soon as they can start OTAs. I think he's selecting his own shit. I really do.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I don't think he's not taking this job if he doesn't have some type of input in his coaching staff.
Yeah. And I know some people are like, well, he's awfully, the coach is young, Leonard's young, but Leonard's been around for a long time, man. And so's Kubiak, too. Don't forget, I mean, these guys aren't no spring chickens. They've been around this game for a long time. So, I mean, let's put it this way. They both have a hell of a lot more experience in the NFL than AP did. That's for damn sure.
Kubiak probably had more coaching experience when he was in junior high school than what we have.
yeah, yeah, probably. I mean, look what he grew up around. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
your dad's an NFL coach. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you're sucking some of that knowledge up as you're growing up.
Yeah, I agree, Jacob. They got to let him get his own guys, because if he can't have his own guys, then what's the sense of hiring somebody that's supposed to be the number one highest profile coach coming out of as an assistant or an offensive coordinator? He's a collaborator. He has to in order to make the Brady relationship work, but he's having lots to say. I'm sure he does, man. All right, so let's play this voicemail. I'm dying to hear this one.
Jack Kenna, folks.
Jeff, hey, what's up, brother? Jack. I won't spend a lot of time here. I know we can talk for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
And salute to everyone in the chat, salute nation. So, what do you think at DC? Who do you want? Who does the nation want? Love you, bro. Have a good night.
Could you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you could hear it. So, I mean, that's what he was asking last night. And here it is 24 hours late, not even 12 hours after that, they announced it today. Um, I mean, he was even asking the question last night, who I would be interested in. To be honest with you, before they hired Leonard, I really didn't know who I would want as a DC. I kind of figured they were going to give him an interview. I think they were going to give him an interview no matter what, which they should have. If he wasn't a part of that firing that they had of all the other coaches within the last week, then I would have thought that he would have gotten a fair chance to prove his worth to possibly be the defensive coordinator. So I'm glad they gave him that opportunity, and he must have shined. He must have impressed them to the point where they're not even going to bother with anybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see. What do you say? What's up, man? Welcome in. Looking back at the 2-14 season, what stands out most to you guys about why it went the way it did? Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was coaching. Majority of everything that went wrong last year was bad offensive line coaching, bad play calling, Gino just not being worth a lick of salt. It wasn't worth the 3rd-round pick for him, not for what we got. I don't know what your feeling is.
Bad practices, bad press conferences. We were doomed the moment they were hanging the jerseys up in the lockers pregame.
Yeah, right. I knew you meant 3-14. That's why I didn't say anything. I never really seen Schwartz as an option since he was still exactly. This is a hire I'm glad I was wrong about. See what's up, Daniel Berry. Welcome in, man. All around bad product last year. I mean, there's so many different ways you can point the finger last season. All right, Jason, we're gonna open up the phone lines. You ready?
Let her rip.
All right, everybody. So there's the phone number. It's scrolling on the screen. You see it right below our names. It's 401-830-9189. The phone lines are open. So feel free to call in. I'll ask you your name and give us whatever it is you want to talk about, and we'll go from there.
So, my part in this, you don't have shitty takes.
What's up, sir? Who am I speaking with? You're on with 401 Raider Jeff and Jason First Downs. What's your take?
Hey, 93 Nine Man right here, bud.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good. Hey, first I want to say the two of you dudes have first, Jeff, you inspired me to do what I do, and have a channel. And Jason Downs keeps me going. You know what I mean? So I will tell you this. Rob Leonard, it's a logical progression from where he's at to a DC. Nobody should be scared of that. We are not going to a Super Bowl next year. Anybody that thinks we are is an idiot. Okay?
Yeah.
So only thing I'm trying to say is this. Look, we're just working towards something. We're going to see what these young coaches can do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, Rob has stayed in the building, and he's asked to stay in the building. So you know what? When you do that those dudes get honored by getting promoted because he stayed loyal. And I'm sick of hearing this whole thing. But Jim Schwartz, I'm telling you what, this dude screwed himself. He did his own screwing, and it's going to be a problem for him for the next year or maybe two, because Cleveland literally is going to, out of spite, hold him down for 2 years until somebody gives him something to agree to.
I think he's only under contract for this coming year, and that's it. I thought he only had one more year.
And then, well, he does have one more year, but is it team friendly or is it him friendly? We just don't know. It's a question. But the thing about it is, if it isn't, it isn't. But I don't think any of us think we're going to a Super Bowl next year. So this is a build.
True.
It's not. Everybody needs to relax on trying to be Super Bowl contenders and all this stuff. We're trying to build a team. And the thing about it is, we keep a dude in the building who's been that loyal. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say. Rob
Yeah.
Leonard, I'm happy about it, man. Really happy. Congratulations, brother. You're our new DC.
I'm fine with it. I don't know if Nabman, can you hear Jason if he says anything? Jason, say something.
What's up, Nav man? Can you hear me? Nope.
No, I can't
No.
hear him say
Okay.
anything.
But I can hear Nav man. Unfortunately, I can hear him.
But yeah, it's kind of a test. That's kind of why I called in.
Yeah, he laughed.
A little bit of it because I knew you guys were
What's up,
having a
Robert
little
Pena?
bit of a technical difficulty trying to get this whole call-in thing.
Yeah, I mean,
between
I ran with it last night. See, if I'm doing a solo and doing the phone calls, no problem because
Yeah.
there's
Right.
no one else on the screen with me that the caller has to hear. But like it happened the other day, we did phone call-ins on Tuesday when I was on with Jay from Just Raiders Baby. The two of us were on, and I was taking
Right.
phone calls. He could hear when the people were calling in, but they were asking a question and he was trying to answer it, but they can't hear him. And, they end up talking over him. So it was just kind of a pain in the ass. And you really don't want their YouTube playing in their background because then it starts that
Right.
feedback, echoey shit. And it just distorts everything. So.
Absolutely. I'm with you. Yeah. And that's a unique blend. I'm not even to that level. So the fact that you're at this level, I'm going to look into it for you and try to figure that out for you.
Well, that's my goal tomorrow outside because I'm not doing any shows tomorrow unless somebody decides they want me to come on and do something. Then maybe I will. But other than that, I'm not doing any shows tomorrow. I'm planning on playing video games all day tomorrow. And first, I'm going to get up and I'm going to troubleshoot the crap out of this and try and figure this out tomorrow. So you may see me pop on lives here and there as a test, but that's all I'm going to be doing.
Give me a holler. All the family's leaving tomorrow. They're headed back home. So
okay.
Give me a holler tomorrow. I got nothing else to do, and we can troubleshoot this together.
All right. Yeah, we'll work on it for sure.
Just hit me on the old cell phone.
All right, not a problem.
Just text me, whatever.
Yeah, I got your number.
If you don't have, I'm pretty sure you have my number. If not,
yeah, I
Jason
do.
Does.
I do.
Okay. All right, brother.
All right, thanks,
hey,
man.
Have a good show, man. Love you guys. You guys do great stuff, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you calling in.
All right, peace.
Later. What's up,
Pretty
Rosetown?
That's a pretty balanced take on the Robbie Leonard thing. I mean,
I think so.
And I'm in the same boat. It's a lot of people have said he's cut his chops already. He's due for that next step. So here you go. And now it can. I mean, it can't be any worse than what we've had, right?
No, no, not at all. Let me see here. Well, phone lines are open again, so feel free to call in.
Yeah, dial that number. It's right here on the screen. Look down there right below us, 401-830-9189. Have a take, don't suck. Because if you suck, you get hung up on. Bye-bye. And the good thing is, I guess a lot of it too is it probably is a good thing that they can only hear you and not me. Because at least for now, until we get this figured out, we'll get it dialed in and it'll be epic once it gets dialed in. So,
oh yeah. Let's see. No, don't want that in there. Get that out of there. I'm just putting a message up in my chat.
Duncan, it could always be worse. I don't know how it gets any worse. I really don't.
What could be worse?
I mean, We were the king. We were the kings of 15-minute, 8-minute drive, giving up 15 play 8-minute drives this year. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Here we go.
The coach
Right,
says
I just pinned the message at the top of the chat, so it's there for everybody constantly. So the phone number is there, so feel free to call in.
yeah.
Oh, it definitely can always be worse. That's why if somebody said, "Well, we can't be any worse this year versus last year," yeah, well, last year we said "hold my beer" and we were worse than the year before. So Jeff troubleshooting a hash brown from Duncan is amazing. Oh, absolutely, it's a thing of beauty. That's something for an OnlyFans page.
Mm-hmm. There we go again.
Oh, Coach, I'd love to hear from you at some point, man. I plan on being on for maybe an hour, up to 2 hours, no more than that. I don't know what Jason's got planned for the night, but I think this is
Yeah, in a
definitely
couple weeks, my better half will be in Disneyland on a Saturday,
oh, there you go.
and I remember one time that happened, and we did a 9-hour show.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, that's right. Actually, Bueno called in. Bueno was one of the first phone calls yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, and he
That was
called in
his-
Tuesday too.
That was his refrigerator because I heard the milk splattering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you heard it gurgling because it was
Yeah.
curdling.
yeah. Bueno's my guy. Him and Pena, all those guys. Rorschach, Rosetown Nate. Now Rosetown, on the other hand, that's
What do you mean you don't know what? I'll tell you what. You know what kills me? Anybody that says, "Oh, I don't know what to say," but yet when you watch them in the chat, they're constantly typing in the chat saying, "Just whatever you're going to say in the chat, dial in." Eric, you've been wanting to come on this show for the longest time. You keep telling me that I don't invite you. I said, "There's no special invites." I put the links out there when I do these shows. I put the phone number out there now. You've got more than enough opportunity to come in here and lay your voice to things. So let's go. Oh, here we go. Let's see who this is. You're on the line with 401 Raider Jeff and Jason Downs. What's going on?
Jeff, this is 93 Nabman again, and I'm imploring the chat. You do not talk crap in that chat without calling that number. If you have stuff to say, you call the number. What is wrong with you? That's all I have to say.
So is that why you called?
He's tired of typing. Yes,
Call
Mark
the
called
number
last night,
if you want to talk some crap.
That man's got a pocket full of quarters. He can be calling all night.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
He found the only payphone in freaking Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's the only payphone. I'm calling for a payphone, for crying out loud, down the street, next
Wait
to a
till-
river, next to a bank.
Hey, ask him if he's going to call collect next time.
Rosetown says block nav. Okay,
Denied.
I got you. Okay, Rosetown. Congratulations on that one. Good one. All right, man. Peace out.
Later.
And just a little public service announcement. All of our calls are monitored for quality control purposes.
Really? I don't know where, but
Well, they're memorialized on YouTube.
let's see. Which one is?
We'll flash back 6 years down the road and pull this episode up and go, God, what were we thinking?
Let's see. Oh, Marcus Banks is in here. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, Marcus, salute, brother.
Again, the phone number is here, folks. It's 401-830-9189. Call it up. You will not be doxxed. Your information will not show up on the screen. All that shows up is your voice.
Yeah.
The only one that knows what your number is me. Don't worry. And I
don't know the number.
I won't be calling you prank in the middle of the night going, hi, hello. I'll keep it serious. Maybe.
You know, I got a crank call the other day, and that sounded similar to that crank call I got.
No, it wasn't me. I guarantee it wasn't me.
It was a spam call.
What's up? What's up, Brandon? What's going on? Penny should call and do a burnout over the phone with his new toy. Yeah, there you go.
That's a nice car, man. Beautiful
I
car.
know, I saw it. Only accelerator would be doxed. Yeah. Robert, what's up, man? What do you think of the defensive hire? We've been talking about that, and I'm okay with it.
Yep.
I know some people supposedly have issues with it. I don't know why. Um, I mean, you're gonna take a chance on someone every once in a while, man. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, we can't hit on everything. You know, no batter in the history has ever batted for 1,000 consistently and ended their career batting for 1,000. You know,
No.
so I mean, if we hit on this one, that's a fucking beautiful thing. Who knows? I mean, he could be one of the next great defensive coordinator minds out there. Who knows? You know?
You got to remember, some of the great ones got their start early on. Big
Yeah.
Fangio, those guys, they had to start somewhere.
I'll give you a perfect example. Just within our team, you took a guy that was a linebackers coach and made him the head coach of the Raiders. And as everybody knows who that is, Mr. John Madden. He was a backers coach and came in and took over as the head coach. He went from a position coach to the head coach. And how'd that work out? Not even he didn't go from linebacker coach to defensive coordinator. He went from linebacker coach to head coach. That's an even bigger jump. Nobody complains about that, you know? So, Tom Flores, he went from an assistant. Oh, what position coach was he? Was he the quarterback's coach before he was?
He was actually the offensive coordinator in Super Bowl 11.
Okay, but still, all right. So he was the offensive coordinator, moved up to head coach. So that was two coaches in a row that went from either a position coach or a coordinator right up to head coach, and they both had success.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens. It can definitely happen. It's happened. Look at Chicago. You know, they go and hire an offensive coordinator, becomes a head coach, and boom, he's turned that team around in 1 year. You know? So, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
383 stroke of 700 horsepower, 5-speed, 700. Damn it.
You got 700 horsepower out of a 383 stroker.
That's insane. That thing got a blower on it or something too?
No, you can do it. It's not.
Well, the way you can fine tune cars now, especially, well, I don't know what it's got for electronics on it. I mean, you get those computers hooked up. You're on with 401 Raider Jeff and Jason Downs. What's your name and what's your question or your statement?
Rorschach's Journal 2026. No, I was just kidding. I did that for Bueno, my brother Bueno. Jeff, Jason, salute to you guys. Obviously, people are scared to call in, but I guess some of us mods are not. Look, let me just get a few things off my chest. I see a lot of
yours,
people
sir.
saying, oh my God, we hired Rob Leonard and it's a bad promotion. Look, listen, guy hasn't even coordinated one play yet. Relax. Kubiak has done his due diligence because Leonard has also been under, what's the head coach's name in Seattle? I forget his name.
McDonald.
He's been under his staff. He's learned from him. He's learned from, he was in Baltimore. He's learned from Patrick Graham, which is, hopefully he doesn't leave the middle of the field open. I doubt he will. But it's consistency for Max if he wants to stay, right? So he is hiring his own coaches because Spike Tech said he was going to hire his own coaches. The only reason they kept him and the other guy, man, I'm driving right now. So the guy that we kept retained.
It was Joe Woods, Jeff. They kept.
What's his name too? They kept him as well. Because he's also worked with Kubiak and with the Saints, I think. And people wanted that guy, and we kept him. They allowed they kept the ones they wanted, and they allowed them to interview for the job, right? So this guy must be, he's in the building. He got promoted. Obviously, they like something that what he wants to bring. Fine, let him do it. You can't just judge Jeff, we're over 50 years old. You know what it's like, how it was in the old NFL, right? You know, we got to see a little bit of winning. Well, you got probably a little bit more than I do, but you know how it was, you know, for all that time, and you know, coaches come and go, players come and go. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
As far as this Max thing is concerned, this is on Max. Jay Glazer's one of his friends. He was pissed because he got sat down for 2 games. Dude, they're saving you from your own self. And what are you going to play for with those 2 games when you probably weren't going to even win them anyway? Yeah, we won the last one because, you know, Kansas City, they had a quarterback that was freaking, you know, doing something else. You know, whatever. You allowed that. You co-signed it for him to speak about that. This is a bit, you got to lay in it, bro. We all go through that. You want to say something, and it comes back to you, and it haunts you. Now you don't want to answer questions. Well, you're going to have to answer questions until you put an end to it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Well,
you know, it gets frustrating. Go ahead.
My thing with the whole Glazier thing is what gets me is, and I said this the other day too, is Glazier comes out and says what he says, okay? But yeah, how fast was it that Max came out and disputed that? It wasn't that night, wasn't the next day. It wasn't until like 2 days later, once it was all over the place. Because as soon as he said it, you know that everybody took that and ran with it because it was out there immediately. But it took him that much time to come out and be, you know, say what he said against it. It's like if somebody says something, like if Jason were to say something about me that I know is not true, guess what? As soon as I hear that he's mentioned that, I'm coming out and I'm going to start telling people my side of the story. I say, that's absolute bullshit. I'm not going to delay, because if the longer I delay it, the more people are going to believe that that's the truth.
Nah, it's not true. It's not true that he wears women's underwear. That was totally false.
The generation we come from.
Gives you that in confidence.
This young generation, they're all over Twitter. I don't do any social media whatsoever. Period. I think like what it had the water boy. That's like, you know, the Devils, whatever. I don't deal with none of that. I watch you guys. You know, I only mess with some shows. You know, and I come on yours. I talk to you personally behind the scenes, and you got a lot of respect for me, man, because of what you do and how you're able to just talk to anybody and give them a platform to speak. And, you know, you take somebody else's, not criticism, but there's another word I'm looking for. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, but like I said, I'm driving. So, you know, you're able to, hey, give me a call. We'll talk. Like I said, that conversation I had with you not too long ago was like over an hour.
Yeah, dude, we were on the phone for like an hour and a half.
And I was at work, and my boss was like, I go, oh, I'm talking, you know, it's really serious, talking to my like my family members or something, and look, we could have gone on forever, and it was great, you know, but you allow people to do that, especially, you know, that you're comfortable with, and you know that you see what I put on the chat. Yeah, most of the time it's goofy stuff that people don't laugh, but you know, when we have takes, we have takes. Look, takes and your opinions are not facts. That's period, point blank. We say what we say, and it's not etched in stone. We have no control over what they do with Max now. Max did this. If he wants to come out and say, hey, you know, I'm done. No, I'm not going anywhere. Point blank, period. I'm staying. Okay, and that'll put, you know, the fire. But he's the one who allowed that, you know, that little smolder to, you know, that smoke to, you know, that dumpster fire. Now it's a dumpster fire, and he's trying to, but I see a little bit of excerpts from, you know, his show, and the way he looked when he was talking about the coach being hired, it just seemed off to me. He wasn't excited. Look, I get it, man. 6 or 7 head coaches since you've been here. But, see, that's the thing with Mark. You know, they're all like, Mark needs to sell the team, whatever. At least he's throwing money at it. He's trying to get it right. He just said it in that press conference when Nick talked to him. I'm trying to get it right. I know what I don't know, but I'm trying to get it right. Dude, he's still paying other coaches. Look at all the other coaches he paid off to get him out of here.
I just saw, I think it was on Instagram today or maybe Facebook, all the past coaches that we've parted with, including Kubiak with his contract. So it's 16 mil for Kubiak or Kubiak. And then you add up all those other ones. And thank God, because it's over $100 million that Mark David has to pay out in coaches that have
Yes,
been fired
exactly.
or let go or quit or whatever, plus what Kubiak's is now. Thank God that shit don't come off the salary cap, but that comes out of his pocket or the team's pocket,
Yes.
not off the cap. Because
But
I'll tell
here's
you what, if they ever consider putting coaches' salaries part of the cap, then you're going to see teams stick with a coach longer than they should in some cases,
oh yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
they're going to just say bite the bullet and say, all right, let's stick with this guy. That would actually, in all honesty, that would help some teams to have that consistency going forward. You know what I mean? They wouldn't look at it after
Yes.
1 year and say, oh, this guy only went 2-14 or 2-17 or whatever, 2-6. Kick his ass out of here. Let's hire a new coach instead. You know.
Yes.
Thank God that's not
But
part of the salary because we'd be screwed.
yeah. Well, I mean, I really don't think it would do anything with us because Mark can pay that. You're talking about the other teams that are not, what like I said, money wise. Look at the Bengals, man. Look how cheap he is.
Oh yeah.
Theirs are kind of, some teams are just in it just to have. But Mark is trying to do it, man, and I give him credit for that. I mean, I don't like every decision that he makes, but at least he stayed out of this one, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, all he did was, hey, congratulations. Hey, look, man, I'll give you everything you need. What do you need? What ingredients do you need? Hey, this is your oyster, man. Cook. You're the chef. Cook. Whatever you need, whatever groceries you need, I'll get them. No problem.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you're allowed to order anything off the expensive menu. Doesn't matter. We got that in our favor when people sit there and say, oh, Mark this, Mark that. Dude, you guys need to relax and just let him. At least we're able to do that, from moving from Oakland. I didn't want him to leave Oakland either, or Los Angeles, or whatever at the time.
I wish we
man, it
still
was
were in Los
fantastic.
Angeles. LA would have been cool to
Oh.
stay in, but
Well, the NFL kind of screwed us on that. You know that too.
yeah,
Jared.
yeah, they were going to force us to
that
share
whole-
a stadium, and we're done with that shit.
Well, even earlier when we were headed back to Oakland when we were in Los Angeles, Al wanted that Hollywood Park where they built the Rams Stadium. They wanted that. The NFL kind of nixed that. So it is what it is. But again, sir, it's always, I like speaking instead of typing because it takes so long. Usually I'm on my phone watching this stuff. And, and it gets kind of, oh, man. And then sometimes I got to get up and I got to do something. And I leave it there. But like I said, I'm on the road right now, driving back home. And I'm like, I'm going to chime in. Maybe they'll get other people to call in. Again, I understand their opinions, but you don't have to be so negative all the time because that's what I think sucks the energy out of, the positivity we got right now. I just don't want to hear that. Look, it's just a new season. We haven't got the whole coaching staff yet, but relax. They're doing their due diligence, man. The way we did it and waited for him to be our head coach is the exact same way he's doing it to bring in coordinators. He's bringing in teachers, man. You're going to see a difference right away. We're going to actually be able to compete, to play hard and all that. But the wins are not really going to come because it's going to take some time. And I'm willing to go through that. I am. I'm hyped like we were last year, and I kind of after the second game, it kind of just fell to pieces, and I'm like, here we go. And I knew it after the second game. I go, this is going to end badly. We've seen this movie, and sure enough, it is what it is. But
when you see one bad movie, you've seen them all, and then all of a sudden this one comes out. It's like,
all the time.
Fuck, this was worse.
Those B movies on Sci-Fi and that Station Chiller, those really, really bad B horror movies, and you're like, oh my God, that's what we've been seeing, and it's just like, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the Max fiasco. If you don't want to stay, dude, good riddance, not good riddance, but hey, see you later. I'm thankful for you being here. getting a tattoo, all that stuff. You tried, it didn't work. They'll send you. You gotta act like a good soldier so they can send you where you want to go. If the Raiders have the cards.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's got no. I'm sorry, but he should not have any decision on where he goes. It's to whoever gives us the biggest return for him. That's where you're going. I don't care if it's the worst team in the league or not.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it's going to be.
I think if he was acting up and he let all this stuff out and everything, they would have sent him to Siberia. But now that he's trying to, I'm in the working out, I'm doing my rehab. I'll do a good,
Yeah, he must be in a dead zone.
I think we lost the caller.
Oh, we don't know behind the scenes, but look, man, there's a way to go about business. There's things I don't like about my job, but I can't do. I got to go talk to who I got to talk to let my frustrations out. I just don't start blabbing it out everywhere because you're gonna get fired, right? So It is what it is.
You still there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Rorschach?
Are you there? So
yeah. What happened? Oh shit! Hold on.
Can I hear you?
We got a new caller.
Yeah, we lost Rorschach. Shit. I went to put on the new caller on hold, and it actually answered him and hung up on Rorschach. If you're still listening, brother, I'm sorry. I disconnected by accident. I was trying to put the other caller calling in on hold, and it just switched you guys, and then it booted you. I apologize. I'll get this nailed down right, but it's a work in progress. So who we have on the line with us then?
I'm talking Jerry here. I just want to know, I don't want to take a bunch of you guys' time, but, historically, the Raiders had that kind of, villain reputation.
Mm-hmm.
They know that it's kind of like the NFL bad boys, violent outlaw, like, play with a renegade culture, developed, of course, under Al Davis, that reputation stuck throughout it stuck throughout the decades. You think that's going to go with their move or what? I'll take your call up there. Thanks.
So I'm sorry, what was your name again?
And he's gone. I didn't catch his name either, but
go ahead, you can address it first, Jason.
I think what he was trying to state is the culture of the team and matching the culture of today's team to yesteryears. I don't think, first of all, the game has evolved to the point where we'll never have that bad boy culture, kick your ass and then talk about it later type attitude. There's a certain semblance we can do with that, but it's never going to be to that level of what it was in the 70s and the 80s. So we must embrace our past, but look forward to the future, and hopefully one day our future is and that flame is bright. Rorschach, great call, brother. Your
I'm sorry I hung up on you, Rorschach. That was a total accident. My apologies, brother.
Yeah.
But anyway, it might have been that, Jerry, I think.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to go back to this comment from Brandon here. He goes, honestly, I thought Jeff would have a problem with the hires. You did say you wanted to, and I did. I did say I wanted to completely wipe everybody out.
Yeah, and I was on board. I was on board with that too.
Yeah, I didn't want anybody left from the past regime. I basically didn't want anything to taint what's going to go on going forward.
Do you think maybe because of the way the process played out for us that we're a little later in the game?
That's I think why too. I think that's the big reason why they let go who they let go and they kept who they kept. Mm-hmm. Because again, we're so late to the party here with getting these assistant coaches and coordinators locked in, and position coaches, because let's face it, there's a lot of good ones that have already been taken, so we are behind the 8 ball when it comes to that.
Right.
So, I mean, are we settling by taking Leonard? I don't think so. I really don't. If there were going to be a coach or two that was going to be held over from last regime, he would have been one of them. Only because, I mean, at the time I wasn't thinking about Max being traded, but once all that started, I mean, I've always been on the let's trade Max for what we can get. Leonard would have been the one that I would have wanted to see staying, and the other one was Philbin. But knowing that, there's a chance Kubiak's going to bring in that guy Bennett from Seattle as the O-line coach, run coordinator, okay, I'm fine with Philbin going.
Yeah.
But getting to just real quick, I'm glad, and I know I pushed for this last year, and I'm wanting to trade Max. I'm glad it didn't happen last year.
Right.
And the reason being is because after what we've seen Pete's regime do with this team in the last year, I honestly can sit here and say that I wouldn't have trusted him to do the right moves with the picks we would have gotten for Max last year. So I'm actually kind of glad we didn't do it last year. This year, I feel completely different. I think this year, between Kubiak and with Spytek and Brady being heavily involved as it seems like he is or should be, I would trust everything that they're going to do with whatever picks they get for Max if we do trade him. And the same thing if we do trade out of the number one and not take Mendoza or move that pick and get additional. I think that they would be putting the right foot forward for the future of this team. I definitely wouldn't have trusted Pete with the number one pick. Absolutely not. I don't even know what he would do. I honestly don't, because it wouldn't have been Spytek, and it's been proven now that Spytek didn't have the power that he should have.
He would have traded back and collected more picks.
He definitely would have traded back, but I don't know how he would have done it, though, is what I'm getting at. Would he have done smart moves? Look what he did in the second round last year. He moved around the second round, and then we all kind of scratched our heads when he took Betch. It's like, what?
The first move back was cool because it actually, we only moved back 2 spots, and we got our third round pick back. So that was smart in and of itself. But when we went all the way back to 58, we passed up so much talent. So much talent. Even at 57 with Tate Ratledge, if we would just, he was on the board. God, that would have made a big difference on our offensive line.
Yeah. So Jar Raider says, I don't like the Rob Leonard hire. I wanted Carl Scott. He left Arizona and was wanting DC job. Just trying to make Max happy, I guess. Let's see how this plays out. I don't think it should matter on him.
I think Carl Scott decided to stay put.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought I heard something about that today too. No. I gave him the easy button. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Don't forget, phone lines are open, everybody. It's pinned at the top of the chat. But the phone number is 401-830-9189. So feel free to call in. You speak with myself and Jason. No. Keep in mind, if you are on the phone and Jason does respond to what you're talking about, you're not going to be able to hear him. It's not set that way just yet. I'm still troubleshooting it.
We can still work around it by me relaying the information to Jeff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm just going to stand back and wait for the close. So I'll just comment on the closures.
They clean up most of all Pete's guys, the handful from a different regime. Yeah, true. But my thing was not only just the Pete regime. I wanted nobody left from even past ones like Deuce Gruden. Go away. Go away. It's already been here 10 years. Go away. Let's see. Where are we in the chat here? Mike Guerrero's here. What's up, my guy?
What's up, Mike Guerrero? 2026, baby.
Max for QB Jones in the first and second pick.
No, not from the Niners. I'm telling you, the only trade bet for Max. I would like to get somebody that's in the top 10 that wants Max. So where would that put us? I know the Rams have 2 first-round picks.
What's up, Tiana?
So maybe they might be willing to give up one and give us a future and then a second as well.
Possible.
But
Eric, are you calling in or what, man? You wanted to get on here so bad today. You messaged me. I'm going to call you. Go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
I guess we can get him a phone card so he can use.
Dude, he lives like 2 miles that way.
So he can knock on your door. He didn't even have to call you. He could just pull up to your driveway, knock on the door. Huh?
Shit, he could walk in and be in studio if he wanted to. Shit.
Mm.
So, all right, let me ask you this then, Jason. Seeing as we've got our DC now, what do you think? Who do you think's the odds-on favorite for the OC? Or do we hire one? Actually, you might know this.
Oh,
Somebody asked me yesterday, do we have to hire an OC per NFL? I mean, is there anything in the rules that say we have to hire?
no, there's no rules, but the functionality of what the offensive coordinator does, he's still going to do he's going to still be doing a lot of behind the scenes work to help Kubiak. Kubiak cannot coach the team and run the whole offense himself throughout the week. Now, when it comes to the play calling and the game day situations, it's a little bit more fluid. But what you need that offensive, you still need that offensive coordinator to run the offense. You still need that quarterback coach. You still need that running back, the run game coordinator, the pass game coordinators. You still need those functions to put it all together. So when they go into game day, it's fluid. I guess you can hire a bunch of assistant coaches and say you're an assistant offensive coordinator and you're an assistant quarterbacks coach or whatever, however you do it. But in the long run, you still want that set hierarchy on down, because the offensive coordinator, believe it or not, under a coach that calls the plays is still pretty important. Just look at what the Chiefs did. They had a total failure with Matt Nagy this last year. So what do? They bring back Bieniemy. Because they're going to be the ones sitting in the meeting rooms with the offense and the quarterbacks and the running backs and the linemen and hammering out details, and then reporting it back to the head coach. The head coach still has to be part of the defensive side of the ball. He's got to be part of the special team side of the ball. So he's going to wear a lot more hats now. It's not, you just don't hire an offensive minded head coach and just assume he's not going to have any wherewithal to even participate on the defensive side of the ball. That's not true. They still participate. They might give full autonomy to the defensive coordinator. I get that, but they're still going to be in those rooms. They're still going to be dissecting, reviewing, debriefing what rights and wrongs and the goods and the bads, because ultimately it all falls back on him.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I'm getting at, though, too, is like I said earlier, the priority was getting a DC in here because, our head coach is the default facto offensive coordinator for right now. So they could, again, they could have Bennett come in and be the so-called offensive coordinator, but it's going to be Kubiak that calls the plays anyway.
But also, too, getting that defensive coordinator first and getting it done right away is because we're going to have more turnover on the defensive side of the ball than we are on the offensive side.
I thought Janako wasn't going to be able to leave. I thought he was staying.
Alton was blocked. I think they're trying to block Janoko, but it's hard because if they give him, the thing of it is it's a promotion, but he has the right to first refusal on a promotion. So if he prefers going to Vegas instead of staying in Seattle, that's up to him. Yeah. I don't think they can block that. But he would be taking over a Super Bowl winning offense too. It's all turnkey. Everything's turnkey for him.
I'm fine with that too if he comes here too. I just want Bennett here, to be honest with you, because like I said, RAIDER and he shared with me the stats on what he did with that offensive line, player by player, how much they increased overall production versus the prior year before he started with them, and it's impressive. So it's like, if he can do that with them, and he only does a fraction of that with what we have and how we were last year with this O-line, I think it's a damn good thing. So I'm all for it. And one of those guys was a rookie, and he was graded pretty high as a rookie. you did a good job with the kid. So I hope that's the case. Yeah, if they block Bennett, that's Benton, that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know if they can though.
well, it depends on how they. If it's a lateral, they can.
Oh, well, only from the coordinator standpoint.
I thought it was even any position. If it's a, what if they offer him like, oh yeah, they can't offer him.
Because usually your position specific coaches are on year-to-year contracts. They're very seldomly are they on 2-year contracts or more. They're usually year-to-year. So, and then your coordinators are usually 2 to 3 years. I say usually. That's the practice that they have. But most of the times they re-sign them before the expiration of the contract. So, and I is it March 11th? I think is when is the date they have to have all that taken care of. Once it's the new league year is when that kicks in.
Yeah, I have. Where is it?
Yeah, and I do think that they can block if they are under contract. I think the only way we could have got around that is if we'd have made him assistant head coach. Would that be technically a promotion? But we've already hired Mike McCoy, so that kind of takes
We
it
have
off.
a phone call. Oh, Jesus. You're on with Jeff and Jason. Who's this?
Somebody's got the TV up.
Yeah.
So I just want the chat to know that I'm a little disappointed because everybody wants the keyboard warrior this whole deal, but you offer a phone number to call and talk about
What's up, Jeff?
However, they want a keyboard warrior everything.
Go on, Jeff.
So I will tell you this: if any player wants to be traded, then buy. Okay, we're going to get fair. We want fair compensation, correct? That's what we want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. We're not going to get fair compensation for Max right now. It's not going to happen. He's coming off a major knee surgery. And not many teams are going to do a two first round picks and a Pro Bowl player for him at this point. It's always in question. So you guys need to freaking relax. Calm down with the Max stuff. The thing about it is he's coming off an injury. He's still on a cane, for crying out loud. It's not you know what I mean? I mean, he can't talk shit either. You know what I mean? It's one of those where you're like, why are we even talking about that? Here's the other thing. Rob Leonard, logical progression. The dude is logically progressed to the DC position. Good with it. I'm good with it. If anybody here thinks we're going to the Super Bowl next year, go ahead and remove yourself from the chat. That is not, I don't think that's what we're doing. I think this is a building situation. We're trying to do it younger. And if the offensive coordinator is John Benton from the Seahawks, I would be okay with that because the dude is going to take shit off Kubiak's plate. That is an amazing thing. That is exactly what Mike McCoy is going to do. Take shit off his plate so he can call plays and focus on things and just be a leader, right? So, look, you guys, all you all on the chat, there's a number displayed on the screen. Displayed on the screen. You talk all this crap all you want. But until you pick up the phone and call that number, I got nothing.
Hey, well, we got another phone call coming in right now.
How about that? Off I go. Bye-bye.
Later. Whoever it was hung up. All right, whoever that was that just tried calling in, call back. You gotta give it more than one ring. I could nab, man. He's unbelievable. Let's see. Where were we? Yeah, Mike Guerrero. I believe we're going to the Super Bowl every year. Absolutely. Yeah. Super Bowl of Bucks, baby. We're on a roll now. Oh God. All right, whoever that was that tried calling, call back. Call back. I mean, goddamn, last night on a um on a NFL only show, I had 16 phone calls. Tonight we have so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 of them are Nav Man. Hello, you're on with Jeff. Nope, no, you're not. You hung up. Okay. Ay, ay, ay.
4, 5, 6.
Yep.
And 3
You're on with Jeff and Jason. How may I help you?
Hello, you're on with Jeff. Nope, no, you're not. Yep. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? What's
Who
up?
this?
Hello?
Who's this?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Phil.
I can.
Yo, what's up, Raider Nation? Just want to say you guys are the only people I know who treat heartbreak like a lifestyle choice. I respect it. Most people have fans. You guys have warriors. Anyway, so I was thinking the Raiders don't have a stadium problem. They have a too much swagger for Earth problem. I mean, Vegas tried to contain you guys, but I see you out there breaking the laws of loyalty and possibly physics. And seriously, y'all are the reason people invented the word diehard. Other fans watch football. You guys survive it. You make losing look like a badge of honor or maybe even like a secret flex. Anyway, keep doing you. Keep doing you. Keep scaring the quarterbacks. Keep breaking hearts and making the rest of us look soft. I get it. And if any one of you from the team wants a hype man or, for the next touchdown, I'm free. Just saying. Here's my bio. You can call me.
Okay. That was interesting. That was great.
Hey, thanks, Brad. Thanks, Brad, for calling in on that one. Appreciate it.
Who was that?
Brad.
Brad who?
Guy I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny though. That was pretty good. That was a good one. I like that one.
He was actually one of my sergeants a couple times.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Bueno says that was a hell of a speech. Cheers to him. Wait, was that Nav? No, that was not Nav, man.
That was not Nav.
I thought it was at first, but I know his number because when you call in, it goes through my phone first, then goes to my Google. So it shows up on my cell phone right here, so I know who's calling. So unless you use a fake number, I know who's calling.
Yeah. Oh, he could be secretive.
Oh, I'm sure he could. Yeah. No. Oh my God. Don't even say that name. I've already seen it. That's the second time in the chat. You know what happens if it's said a third time? It's been so nice. Don't stop. No.
If Piano Man called.
Oh, what happened to Jason's mic? I can't hear him anymore. I tried muting you before you said the fucking word, but you beat me to it.
How about P-Boy? We'll call him P-Boy.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who's Brad's team? You a 49ers fan?
He's a basketball guy.
Oh, all right. Celtics then. Oh, okay.
But he's a damn good bass guitar player. Freaking awesome.
Why don't you have him do your music for you?
I was on the phone with him earlier, and that's what we were working on. Mr. Jeff, thank you very much.
Tell him you want everything in the form of Primus.
He's He plays well. He plays regular guitar really really well too. He can play just about every tune of Guns N' Roses. Like
Okay, so
you would think you were watching Slash play.
you apparently don't know much about Primus, then, do you?
No, I never listened to Primus.
So when I say to have him do it in the style of Primus, Les Claypool, who is basically the leader of that band, just him alone as a solo artist, he's amazing. He's a bass guitarist,
Mm-hmm.
and what Primus does is Primus, their lead guitar is his bass. That's their lead guitar.
Oh, okay.
If you ever listen to, you just got to listen to some of their songs, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's
Mhm.
absolutely amazing what that man can do with a bass guitar. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
He is absolutely phenomenal. You never heard of like Winona's Big Brown Beaver?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of
Now I know.
Club Soda?
Yeah,
My
I
name
know.
is
I know exactly who you're talking about. As soon as you say the song, I was like, oh, okay, now I know.
Yeah. My name is Mud. That's a great one right there. Just listen to the guitar riff on the bass from that one. Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay. I need to branch out
Jerry is
my.
a race car driver. That's another phenomenal song too.
I got to. I got to expand my musical catalog, I guess.
I'm telling you, just Google Primus and listen to some of their songs, and I guarantee you'll be hooked on them. Especially if you like bass guitar.
Uh,
And I tried, when I was trying to do the stuff through Suno, I was trying to get it to emulate Primus because I would have absolutely loved to have an intro song with the bass guitar lead like he does, and I'm still working on trying to perfect it. So
yeah.
yeah,
I might get a jump start on you with that.
let's see.
Have him
Where's
come over and plug into my computer with because I have GarageBand on my music editing GarageBand on my computer. We can record and dub some tracks, maybe.
What's up? We've lost what's going on. Hey, just a public announcement here. Just make sure everybody's subscribing to both channels. I'm 401 Raider Jeff. The gentleman sitting next to me is Raiders First Downs. So make sure you get over to his channel, hit that sub, hit the notifications. He's streaming right now, so am I. So make sure you guys go over, smash that thumbs up, hit the notifications. It helps keep the channel going. I do have, obviously super chats are available on mine. I do have links for Cash App and Venmo in my description. Any little bit helps where I can keep improving like I've been doing. But sometimes this stuff isn't cheap. Sometimes a little bit helps out. I appreciate everything that you guys do. Even memberships. I've even got 99-cent memberships. We got a phone call. You're on with Jeff and Jason. How may I help you? Even memberships. I've even got 99-cent memberships. It's going to be Navman again. No, it's not. I think it's Brad again. Hello. You're on with Jeff and Jason.
Hey, what's up? This is the coach sipping Jamba Juice.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Hey, what's up?
Not much. So,
How you been, man?
It's just I'm good. I'm good. I just wanted to say that I really don't give a damn about Max. I think we should trade him, get what we can for him, keep him moving. I think he's playing a whole bunch of media games right now. And I think that's why, you keep hearing these reports in the media about him. I feel like there's a little bit of ego in there. Like he just wants his name out there. Like he just wants to be like, I don't know, maybe just like known. But it's just like I'm over it. I'm over it, man. I'm over it. Like he wants to win now. We want to win, but we're not at the same place. So we're gonna win like, down the line. So
yeah,
I mean, we have no choice but to get rid of him, keep him moving. Like I have no attachment to these players at all.
No, and that's the
allegiance.
problem with some fans. They get so attached. Like I use the analogy of it's time to divorce from these players. Everybody's married to them in some cases. It's like it's time to move on from certain players sometimes. I mean, Max is not part of the future of this team. Let's face it. And I know your
Right.
take on everything because I've seen you in the chats, not so much just on mine, but I've seen you in other chats like 805s and everybody else's. And I know you're more than willing to move on from Max and get what we can for him. And I know you're also in favor of trading back, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, I'm in favor of
Yeah.
trading back and building the lines. I
Yep.
believe in a dominant, a massive offensive line and defensive line. I want to be able to attack in the trenches, and I want a D line just like the Seahawks. I want a 4-man rush. I don't want to have to blitz. I want a dominant line on both sides. That's what I want. Everything else is bullshit. I just want attack, just annihilation on the trenches. That's what I want.
Hey, ask him, Jeff, if
So,
by trading Max, do you
one
think
other
we can
thing I want
upgrade
to
our
say before I
defensive
get off
line
here,
just by doing that?
we've had this problem with
I will.
opposing fans coming into our stadium, taking over. I think all the Raider fan clubs and all that, I think maybe there's something that we can do as a nation to somehow maybe put some money together and buy up these seats and get some of these opposing fans out of here, because I'm quite honestly, I'm sick of it. I don't want these fans in our stadium anymore. So I think we need to do something. All Raider fans need to do something. Maybe donate some money here and there and build up a fund so that we can buy up all these seats and get these fans out here. I'm tired of seeing them. I want to do something different than all the other NFL's fans, where there's just maybe a very small percent of away fans. That's what I want to be able to do.
I definitely get that, but real quick, Jason, because you can't hear Jason, but Jason did have a question to ask you. Do you think with what we're going to get back
Tell
from
Jason to
Max?
get on a diet.
Hold on. It took me years to get this
What did Jason
beautiful.
say?
What'd you say, Jason? Say it again.
It took me years to get this beautiful.
He said it took him years to get this beautiful.
Oh, wow. Years.
No, what he wanted to know is, do you think with trading away Max, with the picks we're going to get back from him, we're going to be able to build the proper front defensive line too?
It'll take some time.
Yeah.
You can't solve everything all at once. But I think we can get properly compensated for Max.
Does that answer your question, Jason?
Yeah, I was looking more along the lines of what the Cowboys did when they got rid of Micah Parsons, and their their core interior got better with Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams.
Okay,
So
I get that.
doing something similar like that.
Yeah. All right. So basically, what he's saying is, with how the Cowboys handled their trade with trading Micah Parsons to Green Bay and what they got in return with the picks, and then getting the guys that they got from the Jets. Who was the other guy they got from?
Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams. How they went from just a pure pass rush with Micah Parsons. They now were able to stop the run, and the defense, unfortunately, it was weird. You get rid of one of the better players in the league, and you you replace him with a defensive tackle that is actually stopping the run, and their defense got better throughout the rest of the season going forward, which is weird.
It was unusual.
So that's kind of what he's getting at is, we're making this change of, if we lose Max, we lose that pass rush specialist, that edge rusher. But if we can pull in a top defensive tackle like what the Cowboys did and actually have an effect in the run game more than what we're already doing, I get it. That makes sense. I get that. I guess he's asking if you think that would be a possibility. I don't know. That'd be different. That depends on who our suitor is for him.
Yeah, it
and what
depends.
they offer.
And we also got to see what we have. I mean, I'm not relying on them, but they might be good backups. But we got to see what we have with the D tackles we got last year.
See, I got faith in Booker. I think Booker wasn't that bad last year. I thought he was a nice addition. You know,
he was
Faith in
spotty though,
Booker.
Jeff.
Well,
he was.
yeah,
He was
we'll see
spotty.
what we got.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, Tonka was
Yeah,
pretty
that's
steady.
all that I had to say. Yeah, it was good getting on here, talking with you guys.
No, I appreciate you hopping on, man. That's awesome. I figured this is just another way because you know what it is. A lot of people don't want to get on camera, and I get it. You know, maybe doing the phone calls is an easier thing, so made that transition now to that. So I mean, I'll still, if people want to come on, I'll still drop the link if people want to come on with us. But if we're taking phone calls, they have to just have understanding that the callers come first at that point because
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right,
this is
man.
fun. I like this.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, tell Coach thanks for calling
Yeah.
in.
Jason said thanks for calling.
I got a
in.
gift. I'm going to send him a gift package.
See you, Jace.
He said he's going to send you a gift package. I'd be worried.
All right, send fruit.
Send fruit.
Oh, that was cool. Thanks, Coach. Thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate the phone call, man. That was awesome.
Between him and Guerrero and Bueno, I don't know who.
Money Chuck. I don't have a problem with Money Chuck. I don't care.
No, Money Chuck. I like Money Chuck.
I'll tell you what, he sticks by his guns. He doesn't sway at all. Not one bit.
Well, sometimes.
Good.
That one night he came on, I was able to kind of talk him off the ledge a little bit on his
That's right. I figured we had him on. He was in studio one night too. That's right.
Yeah.
Let me see, Coach. If you're back in the chat, there's one thing I do want to say while you're on the phone, but I didn't get a chance to. When you talked about buying out the tickets and everything, you got to remember too. The problem is a lot of the fans are getting their tickets from season ticket holders that are selling their tickets, whether they're selling them, through the proper channels, or they sell them to a friend of theirs that say, a Chiefs fan, and they want to go to the Raiders Chiefs game because they live in Vegas or they're flying in for that weekend for whatever. So you got to remember, it's also the season ticket holders that are doing a lot of this damage and selling their tickets. Plus don't forget, a lot of these hotels and casinos have blocks of tickets that they buy up and they just give them away as comp to people out of town, gamblers, whatever. So being in Vegas is it's one of the toughest things, to be honest with you. Like, it would be the same situation if the team was in Atlantic City or in Reno, wherever there's a heavy gambling presence. I think you're going to be affected by, but it's a fact that Vegas is such a destination that it's easy for people to just travel out to Vegas let's go to Vegas for the weekend. Hey, while we're here, let's catch a Raiders game. Boom. They're not a fan of the Raiders. They just want to go see an NFL game. So that's a tough ask, and it's not going to be easy. Again, the only way that's going to happen is we consistently win. I mean, do you agree, Jason? Or
yeah, well, that goes for any organization because other teams have the same issue. We're not the only ones that suffer that in our stadium. Other teams suffer that as well.
No, but I think it's just where we're located is the thing.
Yes. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a destination, and some people, when they get their season, Cleveland Browns fans, they get their season tickets or they get the schedule and they go, oh, we're playing in Vegas in September, so they'll go online, they'll get their tickets online through the ticket exchange, and they're going to make a weekend vacation type situation out of it. But we can reduce that by winning. So it was happening in Oakland towards the end, where when we played certain teams like Pittsburgh, Dallas, and stuff like that, they were filling our stadium up there too, and it was kind of embarrassing. But it's our fault. It's our team's fault. The only solution to that is win. Just win.
Yeah. Scramble Cat. Yeah, the phone number's there. Anybody can call in. it's kind of a Raiders show tonight. But if you're a Raiders fan, by all means, go for it, man. If you're not a Raiders fan, the perfect show for you is on Friday nights. I host a No Huddle, which is open to all fans of all 32 NFL teams. So, but if you want to call in, go for it, man. The phone number's there. I'm not stopping you. You can call in. I'm fine with that. Even if you are a fan of another team, I don't care. Love to hear other teams'
And
fans' perspectives.
For tonight's show, this is the introductory. Me and Jeff had talked about collaborating, just doing an us show, just me and him, and then I thought, well, he went to start the show. I go, hey, remember we talked about doing a show together? So it kind of just and hey, maybe we can be the milk and honey and the Chugs and Mitchell Rents of real Raider content. I'll be Chugs.
Well, you know, I was sure as hell wasn't going to be. I don't even want you to be Chugs. I want nothing to do with that.
You know what I'm talking about.
You're saying this kid's name so much in the chat. Please stop, for the love of God.
You know, if you click your heels and say it 3 times, he's bound to pop up.
They've already said it like 20 times.
Yeah, no. I think we're missing. I think we're missing that little twerp.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Winning cures. Yeah, winning cures herpes. Oh.
Winning cures herpes.
Bueno, is your refrigerator going to call in tonight? I'm still waiting for Eric.
Or Rosetown.
Anybody but Navman. I've already heard him 3 times. I love Navman, but
Navman.
Swear to God, he's going to fucking call me right now. I can see it.
WEKRP and says,
herpes is for life, baby. You're stuck with that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So we're at an hour and a half. Again, I appreciate everybody that's been in the chat all night tonight. The phone calls have been awesome. I love doing this. I'll tell you, I did it last night, and I will say right now that last night, taking those phone calls was probably one of the most fun I've had doing a show in a long time. And this is pretty damn fun tonight too. This has been good. It's just another line of things I want to bring to, my formats that I run. Because the more I get in the chat involved, the better.
Yeah.
So, I want to keep evolving. I don't want to just. I've already seen where I've been so different from a year ago, like just adapting and moving on. A year ago, I wasn't doing shit with AI stuff. Now it consumes so much because it's so easy to help format shit and to work on stuff. Like even the logo I've got behind us right now. I mean, I made that today, last minute. I threw that shit together. Let me see if I can bring a bigger photo of that up, just so you guys can see the actual full logo, because I think the logo looks awesome. I love it. Yeah, let me do this. Pop that up in a second. I mean, feel free to run the chat, Jason, if you want.
Well, I'm just in here watching the chat, and I noticed the conversation about Greg Olson. And, we always had that saying, once a Raider, always a Raider. But there's just some people you got to go, whoa, relax. You're taking it a little too serious. Him and Tom Cable's coached with us in 3 different regimes. He's another one. Rob Ryan is another one that seems like he keeps coming back. I'm like, there's Rob Ryan. It's like he didn't even leave.
Well, I mean, the good thing is Olson's gone, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah. I was just looking at the Raiders website. They still have Leonard as a run game coordinator, defensive line. They haven't upgraded him yet.
That they won't update. You're looking at the coaches on the Raiders website. Yeah. So they probably won't update that until all the coaches are in place. Because it's kind of pointless to just add one, subtract one. So Once they get all the coaches in place, they can hit Control Alt Delete, start over, and fill it all back in. Do they have Kubiak listed as the head coach yet on the website? I know they have the press release.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
well,
he's in there.
yeah.
So this is who's on the coach staff right now. So you got Kubiak's there. Coaching operations, Mac Capurro, who's the senior VP coaching operations. Then Keenan Clark, who's the coaching analyst. On the offense, you've got 3 coaches right now. You got Dylan McCullough, running backs. You got Connor McQueen, offensive quality control. And then you got Luke Steckel, the tight ends coach, which I'm glad he's still there. I actually don't mind him being there. On defense, you've got 4 coaches. You've got Kenyon Jackson as the assistant line coach. You've got Leonard listed as the run game coordinator, defensive line. You got Rip Rowan as the defensive assistant, and Joe Woods, pass game coordinator, defensive backs.
I think that's the one we're going to retain. We're going to retain him. So,
well, he is still listed there.
Yeah,
he's got 21 years of coaching experience. Holy shit! Yeah, he joined us last year, bringing him with 30. He's got 33. Wow. So Joe Woods joins the Raiders in 2025 as the pass game coordinator, defensive backs coach, bringing with him 33 years of coaching experience, including 21 years of coaching in the NFL ranks.
No.
Woods enters this is his second time with the Raiders, actually, after spending the 2014 season in Oakland as the D-backs coach. This time he joins the Silver and Black after spending the last 2 seasons with the New Orleans Saints. That's probably why he's going to stay here. He's already going to be familiar with Kubiak. Over his 2 seasons in New Orleans, Woods' defense is ranked 9th in the NFL in 3rd down conversion percentage and 4th in the league in 4th down conversion. Huh? All right.
No.
He's like that nugget you can't flush down. What's up, AVG? I don't like the DC. That guy was a part of some BS. Maybe Max has more say than we care to admit. I doubt that was the reason that we hired him as the DC because of Max. I don't want to think that's the reason.
I don't want to either, but by golly, if that pops up later on down the road, I'm going to be furious.
Oh, you know it's going to come out at some point. That's a given. 100% guaranteed. If it comes out.
No. But there, like I said earlier, there's a lot of people in the NFL that know that Robbie Leonard has cut his chops and has earned his bones and is in a position to be a defensive coordinator. So even if Max expresses that, I'm sure there's other ways to test that. What do you think about Robbie Leonard? It's as simple as making a phone call to, like Harbaugh or one of those guys that he coached under, and say, "What do you think of him?" And it's like they all know. They know the guys that are gonna one day ascend to that position and be successful. So, we'll take it for what it's worth. Hopefully that doesn't come out, and that's the only reason why we kept him, was just to keep Max happy. And I'm sure the hell don't want it to be where Kubiak got trumped on that selection either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, we are already starting on the wrong foot with this regime.
Again, phone lines are open 401-830-9189.
Call in. Tell us what your problem's in. You got any special requests tonight? The DJ's here for you to help you tonight.
Yeah, the DJ's only got one song to play, and here it is. It's the only song I got in this studio right now. On this television.
Yeah. Do you want me to put some media assets together for you, Skipper, or no?
If you want, see what we can throw in there. I mean, I got a bunch of shit I needed to throw in here. I just didn't do it today.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
watch it.
we spent an hour before your kid showed
Yeah,
up,
I know.
and it was. I think I'm gonna look into it a little bit more. It might be something on my end to correct that as well. When it comes to the Google Voice,
What's up, Savage? What is up, my guy?
Savage.
What's
Hey,
up? Hey, everybody that's in the chat on Wednesday nights, it starts at 7 p.m. Right, Savage? 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's called the Cage Match.
mm-hmm.
It's Raider Savage and a gentleman named Asylum.
You'll
Big
love it.
sense guy. You guys need to go and watch that show. They're
Yeah,
on for about 2 hours or so. They finish just in time for Raider Connection. So you can go from one show to the next. You can go watch Savage and Asylum, and then you can watch the Raider Connection with me, Jay from Just Raiders Baby, LV Raider 10, and Leo on Wednesday nights.
yeah.
You like that?
Savage is Savage is a good dude. Asylum, they're great guys. I'd like to get one of them on the Show Me Your Nation, Show Me Your Shield, Raider Nation, Show Me Your Shield on Tuesday nights. Have one of them come on for the fandom portion, especially Asylum. I think he would do good as well, to where we can chop it up, so to speak.
Oh yeah, 5 p.m. Pacific. So that's 8 o'clock my time. That's right, because it is 2 hours before we start. So yeah, 8 o'clock my time. So 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. The Cage Match. Make sure you guys get over to that because it's a great show. So Savage, is this a song you were worried about?
From the top rope.
Just a reminder, Savage, while you're in here. I appreciate you being in here.
That looks like a garter belt, not a championship belt.
Well, again, because I'm so big and awesome, this is a full-size belt, believe it or not.
Yeah. Can you even wrap that around your forehead?
I can wear it around my neck like a giant dog collar. It's even even got their sponsor, Dubby, right there. See? Dubby. Think of Dubs, think of Dubby.
Yeah, I can actually shout out for the Savage and Asylum as well, the Cage Match show. You definitely got to go watch their show. It is great fun, and especially when Asylum gets going. Woo, man, old school, getting after it, man. It's a lot of fun.
Their little oh my god, what the hell, Asylum Burgundy or whatever.
Oh yeah, that whole show, it's just great entertainment, man. It's good, great content. Don't get me wrong, the great Raider content, but you add the entertainment aspect to it. It's like you got to watch. You have to watch it.
That's what makes it enjoyable, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can only sit here. So with the Raiders, I think their offensive line should really think about increasing the amount of depth they have on there. All right, that shit gets boring and drawn out, man. If you don't
I like Asylum. He's got the big, the big Randy the Macho Man Savage goggles on. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Step into the Slim Jim.
Oh, my goal when I'm in there watching their show is to I start talking in the chat and I say things that I know is going to make Savage laugh or Asylum, and then because I'll type something, Savage might not see it right away because he's doing what he's doing, but Asylum will see it, and then I can see Asylum start to crack a smile and his head starts to shake. I'm like, got him. So much fun.
Man, you do have a super chat.
Reignite the attitude ever. Yeah. Fuck that. What was that?
Have you practiced your hat throwing yet?
For what? When we draft Mendoza?
Yeah.
No.
You
I'm
gotta
not gonna-
you gotta put like a target up and practice.
No. Shout out to my guy Robert Pena with the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
love
very,
that one.
very much.
And great take too, by the way, in the super chat. We love it.
Wow, what a dick. So when Mendoza was brought up, Jeffrey ignites the attitude era. Yeah. I want draft picks, bitch.
Hey guys, in the chat, we're having a good night. Let's not get this shit started already.
I'm surprised nobody's even, you know what? Nobody's even called in about anything to do with the number one draft pick. I'm surprised.
We got so much time to. We can only
Hey,
talk
this
about it
is
so
just like
much.
in politics. The big talk has been Mendoza in the number one, so let's do something that's going to distract everybody. Let's talk about this instead. So the Max Crosby thing comes out. So everybody's directed towards Max Crosby, and everybody forgets about the Mendoza and the possible trade back, or whether we take him, whether or not, whether he's the right fit, if he isn't, you know? So it's funny. Here we go. We got a phone call.
WKRP.
You're on with Jeff and Jason. What you taking? What's your
All
name?
right. Look, this is the last time I'm going to say it. You in the chat, keyboard warriors, you have a number to call. Talk about it. Don't type it. Talk about it. Get up in there and talk about it.
I'll answer that in a
For
second.
crying out loud, it's an offer for all of you to be able to voice your opinion, and Jeff and Jason are offering that to you. Why are you not offering it to yourself? If you want to talk shit, talk shit. Do it. Get up in there. Let's go. Hey. Love you, no shit, Jeff.
Later, buddy. Thanks. Robert Pena, I was putting in the super chat for Navman to come back on. Well, success. You did it. Jeff, no Mendoza. Hell no. And it's not because of him. I just want the draft picks. I want the capital. Give me the draft capital. Now,
And guess what? Next year, if we have the 7th pick, what's Jeff going to want to do?
grab one of the multitude of quarterbacks that are going to come out.
I'm telling you, right? Don't hang your hat on those quarterbacks.
I'm going to be Debbie Downer now.
Don't hang your hat on those quarterbacks coming out next year, because 4 of those were rated higher than Mendoza going into this year, and look what happened.
So Savage says, thank you for the cage match commercial. I spend a lot of time on all the visual. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do.
I thought I spent a lot of time. Good Lord.
Well, not only does he do everything that he does for the show itself. So now after he sent me the belt and I finally had it here in my possession, he sent me an image that he created for me to use as my backdrop. I was going to look up something myself. He goes, I got it. He put it together. He sent it to me. I set it up as my green screen behind me. And it was basically an image of the ramp from like a wrestling theme entrance where the ramp's leading down to the ring. And in the background is the championship belt title, like you see on the front of this here, which I still have in my possession, Savage. Thank you. And then like an image of me on the board in the back. And it was just cool. It's like, all right. So he said, I got that. I said, all right, fine. I'll come up with a song. So I made the song, sent it to him, and he put the whole package thing together. So when it was ready for me to come on, I had everything set up. My camera was running. I stood off to the side where you couldn't see me, but the green screen was on. So as soon as the music hit, it flipped to my camera. So you saw the whole cage match thing and everything in my background. And then I just came walking into the camera view and just started my whole spiel. It was fun, man. I had a blast doing that.
Yeah.
That was a ton of fun that night. And I got the riff in an asylum, so that was fun too.
Yeah.
7th pick, Jeff will say, take another lineman. Yeah, you should listen. Okay. There's a few things you should do in every single freaking draft in the NFL. I'm sorry. If you think I'm wrong, then call me out on it. You should always draft a quarterback every single draft, regardless of how good your quarterbacks are, backups and starters. You should always be drafting a quarterback. Always. Okay? Offensive lineman, you should always be drafting offensive linemen. Not saying just draft offensive linemen nonstop, but if you left tackles are very tough to come by. If there's one in the draft and you grab them. Even a guard, even a center later in the draft. You draft all these guys every single year. You need to draft a quarterback and at least a left tackle guaranteed in every single draft. Because those are the two most important pieces on an offense, if you ask me, is that left tackle and your quarterback. You never know what you're going to find when it comes to a quarterback, and you never know what you're going to find when it comes to an offensive lineman, specifically a left tackle, because left tackles are the toughest to grab and get right in a draft. So you always grab those. We screwed up when we had Derek Carr. We never brought anything in behind him on a consistent basis. So it was always him and only him, and never really got challenged by any quarterback. Yeah, and I will. I'll say it from now until the day I die. Every draft should be an offensive lineman. Plain and simple. Because you know why? If you draft one every year, you start to develop depth on the offensive line. What was our biggest need last year? Depth. Do you agree or disagree, Jason?
We drafted depth last year.
Did we, though?
They didn't use them.
Well, even the guys we brought into free agency were bums.
Well, okay.
We were forced to play guys that shouldn't have even been out there. Okay? Mm-hmm. Colt Miller, injury, get it. JPJ, injury, get it. So there's your two right there. We didn't even have a viable left tackle as a backup. That's my point. We had to go and get a guy like Forsythe. We had nothing to put out there in place of Colton Miller. Mm-hmm. And if you would have drafted a left tackle the year before, prior, whatever, if you don't keep replacing players and move guys off your roster like Parham and Kappa and bring in young talent that's going to build you towards something. So if Colton Miller goes down, if he goes down next year and we don't bring in another left tackle, what are we doing? But now we got to go and scamper for who's a free agent out there at left tackle, and we got to settle for another Forsythe.
The hardest pick to get is a franchise quarterback.
And Mendoza is not a franchise quarterback. I am sorry. Yeah. He is not worthy of the number one overall pick. Plain and simple.
I understand your position on that, but there's.
And I hope that's so true, Dennis. And welcome to the show.
So the thing of it is, like I said, when you trade back, what is the plan? If you have a plan, and your plan is solid, then you go with it. That's. But to trade back to get extra picks, that's not smart management. That's not.
Why not?
The Browns have been doing it for the last 15 years.
Yeah, and they got numbskulls running that team, okay?
Okay.
Just look at the trade they made for Deshaun Watson itself. How fucked up was that trade? What did that do for them?
We don't have Lionel Richie leading our band.
Huh?
So we don't have a lead singer. We don't have anybody running our show that's doing it right either. So eventually somebody's going to step in. I'll be quite honest with you. I thought Telesco was the smartest drafter we've had. We let him go.
Coupon Tom, yeah. I would have been fine if he would have stayed. Seriously, but and like everybody's like, Spy took a great draft
because he comes from that Ozzie Newsome school of thought. You don't trade.
He's been a GM for so long too.
You don't trade up more than 5 spots because then you're reaching. And you don't trade back more than 5 spots because you're passing up talent that can help your team.
We didn't. We didn't add that.
And I understand people have their druthers about Mendoza. That's fine. That have your druthers, but I and a lot of people that I've conversed with and whatnot, we've seen it. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, it's just there's some things in that kid that okay, he doesn't have the greatest arm. All right, well, okay. But there are so many other factors built into that kid that will improve our team immensely. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
And no, we didn't add depth. When the guys you draft for depth end up being your starters, that's not depth. That's a starter because your team is that bad and you don't have the proper backups. Okay. First of all, Rodgers should have been a starter a long time earlier in the
season. He should have been in by week 4. By week 4, he should have been in.
Yep. And I had initially said that he'd be starting at least a week before the bye week or the week right after the bye week. He would have come out of the bye week as a starter. And it still wasn't until a few more games after that where he was finally the starter. He should have been starting a long time ago. So that's not drafting depth. That's drafting with the intent that guy's going to be a starter. But the coaches were so inept and so dumb and so stupid that they didn't do right by that kid.
When you start drafting at 100 and beyond, so we took those two 98 and 99 in the draft. Okay, so right about 100 at the 100.
Jeff, I'll answer that.
When you start to get to 100 and back, now you're adding depth. So they're just on the cusp. Good.
Hello, you're on the line with Jeff and Jason. What's your name? Okay, goodbye. Go ahead, Jason.
So, anyways, everybody's draft board is based off of numbers, not rounds. Okay.
See you, Robert.
And they put a number on a player based on where they're going to fall in the draft. They're going to put, because we see it now. We got 1 through 50, 1 through 100, 2 through 50, 2 through 100. So they put numbers on. That's how they set their draft board. And when you start moving around, then you're skipping over a lot of your guys that have a higher number. Just like last year, Jack Best was probably number 55 on our board. We got him at 58, but Tate Ratledge was probably at 40, and we could have had him. We could have had him. So, it just and when it comes to last year, 29 of the 32 starting quarterbacks were taken when they were drafted into the NFL. Were taken in a top 40 picks. 29 out of the 32 quarterbacks. The only 3 that weren't were Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, and Brock Purdy. Those are the only 3 that weren't taken in the top 40 in their prospective drafts that started the season this year for their teams. So when it comes down to a franchise quarterback and you're in need of a franchise quarterback and you're in that top 5, you got to stick and pick, man. Because if you don't, because we're going to have 9 other picks to build the roster the way we need to build the roster. Okay, you're not going to get a franchise quarterback with the 70th pick of the draft.
Don't be spreading lies, Eric. I did not kick you out. I can't kick you out. You join the black hole. You're a black hole member for life. I have no control over that. You fucker. He's spreading blasphemy. What's up, Raymond? We've talked about this. I don't have an issue with it. I'm okay with the move. Jason, I don't want to speak for you.
We'll rehash it again. I'm hoping that they did. I'm hoping they hired him on the merits of his abilities and not based off of somebody's ranting and raving. So the last thing I want to do is a screaming kid in a grocery store hand him a candy bar and give him candy to make him feel better.
See, he's kidding.
But
yeah, and one of the things we did say though too, Raymond, is the fact that because we're so late to the party to fill out his coaching staff, do I feel like it was like, oh shit, we got to hire somebody, let's hire this guy? I don't think that was the case either. I think he had an interview with them and he just shined in the interview, with his prior knowledge and being there for so long with the team. I think it was worth the chance to give him a shot. I mean, what do you got to lose at this point? Seriously,
No, and I don't think he's a consolation prize either. I really don't.
Oh, we got a phone call coming in. This is a Massachusetts call. I know who this is.
Oh.
You're on the line with Jeff and Jason. What's your name and what's your take?
Oh, my take, my friend, my take. This is Eric, my friend.
Here we
This is
go.
Eric. There we go. Absolutely. And
Just
Bueno,
keep in mind, Eric.
Yep.
Hold on. Just
Yep.
keep in mind if you have a question directly for Jason, he can hear you, but you won't be
Yep.
able to hear his rebuttal. So just so
Okay,
you know.
no problem. Yep, no problem. And Bueno, this is for you. Thank you for kicking me in the butt to call in, Bueno. Thank you.
I've been saying
So
for you to
listen.
call in all night.
So, Jason, Jeff, as you and I have been talking the past few weeks, was really made my points when I've been talking to you. He made them much more clearer. Absolutely, I was agreeing with Jason. I just wasn't typing it because everything he was saying. If we trade back, what is our plan? For years, as Raider fans, we've been saying quarterback. We need a quarterback. We need in the past 10, 11, we haven't had a quarterback. Now, we have an opportunity to get one. Now, again, Mendoza could be a product of his just the offense where he played. And who knows? We don't need him to. He might not turn out to be a Mahomes. He might not, or Manning. That's fine. But if he's steady and we take him and he's good, just good, with the talent we already have, we got Bowers, we got Genty. I know you love this guy. Tucker can be
I
good.
knew that was coming.
Oh, you knew that. You knew that.
I knew you
But
was going to say trade Tucker.
you knew I had to say that. But let's be honest. Watching the Super Bowl with Kubiak, he will use your favorite player, Tucker. But everything Jason said, really, just a few moments ago, was great. If we move back, what is the game plan? I mean, I'm not saying Mendoza is, we take him, and I want us to take him. I am not saying, hey, 2 years, he's Mahomes. I'm not saying that. But I feel he can be good enough with Kubiak, and maybe he doesn't have to be great, because Leonard, even though I'm not 100% on board with this, but if Leonard can help turn this defense around, maybe it's one of these where we score 17 to 20 points and the defense carries us because Leonard kind of turns us around, right? And then, Jeff, what I will do is I will buy you a Mendoza shirt. Bueno, how about you and I chip in and we buy Jeff a Mendoza jersey? But, but seriously, like I said, I thought your buddy there, Jason, made valid points, and he's kind of on board where I think Mendoza should be the pick. And maybe real quickly, and then I'll let someone else call in. If we were to trade Max, which again, like everybody's been saying in the chat, and I agree with this, I hope Leonard was not hired to be like, okay, Maxie, now you will stay, because I'm with you. I love Max. I do. But I
agree with that 100%. I hope that's not the case. So I think Jason agrees with that too.
And I love Max. I would love him to stay, but I'm not tied to him. If he goes to another team, I will still love Max Crosby. I will, because the guy plays the game like you're supposed to. He does not, since we've had him for 8 years, we've gotten blown out or we lose more games than we win. But the guy plays to the very last play.
Exactly.
And the point is, if we were to trade him,
Hey, Jeff, pause him real quick.
seeing
I'm
some
going to ask you a
reports, if
question.
some teams traded for him, I'm just saying the Patriots have been thrown out there. The Eagles have been thrown out there. We could get we'd get their first round pick and stuff, but we would want a player who we could plug in. But anyway,
right, Eric,
I'll hang up.
No, hang on 1 second. Jason wants me to ask you something. Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, yep.
Do you think if we let Max go, and this is my opinion, he has played himself and built himself into the mold of Charles Woodson and what he means to our franchise? It's okay to let them go and play in another sandbox, but they're always welcome back in our sandbox. Do you agree?
Okay. All right. So what he's asking, he's asking you, Eric,
Yep.
Is Max Crosby on the same level of rate of history, basically, as Woodson, meaning Woodson left but came back to the team and was loved when he came back even more because he came back. So do you think if Max leaves now, and say towards the tail end of his career comes back to us, do you think he would still be wanted and respected in the same light that Woodson was? Did I get that right, Jason?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah, told you that's a good question because when I've talked to you, Jeff, that's never come up. My opinion, since he's asking me.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll give my take.
For me, I think so because this isn't. If tomorrow we traded Max, because all the media outlets, all fans can agree, it's not Max putting this out there. It's just hype, right? It's just reporters just putting this up. But just say the Raiders did him, just felt, hey, we're going to trade you. Well, it's. I do think if he came back, yeah, because fans understand. There are a lot of Raider fans, Jeff. Lots of Raider fans who say Max, he deserves maybe to go to a team and maybe win but I think he would be. Just to answer, I think he would be, yes. If he came, fans would be like, hey, because look at how many Raider fans say this about Khalil Mack in the past few years. Yeah, let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. We need, fans like Khalil, so, but I mean, again, that's just my opinion. I think he would be, yes. So, I would be. And again, and I'll end with this. The only reason the Leonard thing, I have to accept it is, look, you're right. We were behind the 8 ball. Other defensive coordinators have been signed. We probably would have brought in Schwartz, but I know he was signed on Cleveland, so how are we going to get him? It wasn't going to happen. But my only question is, being a D-line coach, as I already put in the chat earlier, being a D-line coach and now stepping up to a DC where you're scheming really, an entire defense, I feel is a little bit different. We don't know what type of scheme he's going to have. Is he going to blitz more? Is he not going to blitz? Is he going to play man-to-man? At least Schwartz had had like a resume. But, hey, I will just end with this. Leonard's a Raider. I just want him to turn this team around. Breno, I love you. You tell Jason he's a good sidekick. Jeff,
thank you.
I will get you a Mendoza jersey. Even if you can't wear it, you can hang it up on your wall in your studio.
Can you see the screen right now, Eric? Can you see me on the screen?
I can see it, yes.
That's where the jersey would go. Up in flames.
Well, that's disappointing. Well, then I'll have to get another one.
Oh, in other words, don't waste your money.
Oh, no. Look, you already know.
You want me an AOC 12 jersey? Go for it.
No, I'm not. No, that's AOC. AOC. You already know you're going to the draft, and you can't shut your phone off because your co-host Jason might want to give you a call. He might want to give you a call.
I'll be live, so I am not answering any phone calls while I'm there.
Well, then guess what?
Because if I'm going to call your my live feed, I'm going to be pissed.
Okay, then I will call Dawn, and Dawn will gladly pick up, and I'll be like, "Can you tell your husband, my president, I told him months ago we were taking Mendoza." Oh, and by the way, am I wrong here?
Like you're going out on a limb there.
Well, let me be. Am I wrong? Now ask Jason this. Did I read a story that is Chambers staying again in college? Did he just get?
Yes, he is. I know the answer to this one. Yes, he is. He got approved for his 6th year.
He got approved. So I have to get Nate's address because I have to write Nate an LOL, Nate, because I know you and Nate wanted him, and the guy stayed in college. So Nate is 0 for 2 because last year he wanted that D end, and I kept I would be on your show and I'd be like, Nate, we're not getting him. We're gonna probably take Genty. We took Genty. So Nate's 0 for 2 this year. This is his 2nd year. But anyways, hey, someone else might want to call to Navman. He was in the Navy, right? He was in the Navy. So Navman, I know, is paying attention. Nav, I love you because you served. Army is better, but I don't hold it against you that you went in the Navy. I love you, brother. I love you, but I'm an Army guy. I don't hold it against you. But anyway, Jeff, hey, I called in. You guys, seriously, great show. Seriously, I enjoy it. Breno, and now I'm going to be a regular caller because I know. Breno, I love you, man. All right, good show. I'm going to watch in the chat. Take care, guys. Bye.
Later. Thanks for calling in, Eric. I appreciate it.
Good call. Hey, I'm just gonna bounce off of him real quick, Eric. I hope you're still watching the show. You're watching the live feed now, and we didn't get it. It's kind of hard for me to talk directly to you. I gotta
Got a
go.
onesie.
I gotta go through Jeff, and saying this, he's not going to repeat it, so we'll just do it now. Is everybody in the nation this time next year? Jeff will be buying a number 15 Raiders jersey on his own.
Hell no. A Hostella one, maybe. Not a fucking Mendoza one.
So you're absolutely gonna if the kid comes in and does exactly what we want him to do,
Again,
you're not
do
gonna
not listen when I talk.
you're
It
not
has
gonna
nothing
jump.
to do with him himself.
Okay.
It's not him. It's what the value of that number one pick brings to this organization that is so void of talent to move this into a positive direction going forward. Has
Mhm.
nothing to do with his ability to play the position. Has everything to do with building this team to the future, not taking a shot with this kid. Because again, if it doesn't work out, what a wasted pick. Seriously. And yes, I know if we pick someone else at number one, and it could also not work out in our favor, but there's a lot less risk. And
You know
taking,
what?
say,
You know what would
yeah.
suck even worse is if we trade back, got 2-16, and with the 2-16, those two guys suck worse than Tyree Wilson. That will hurt worse than if we just stick and pick, and then we get what we get. Here's the thing.
First of all, I'm not buying. I never buy. Listen, you're never going to see a fat ass like me wearing a quarterback jersey, a running back jersey, or a wide receiver jersey. You're
I'm
going to
wearing
see me wearing
Legends.
anything from a tight end's number to an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, possibly also a linebacker. Other than that, that's it. If it's too far outside the trenches, I'm not wearing it because
I learned
not
I
for
learned a
nothing,
lot.
how goofy would I look walking around wearing a freaking or Ashton Genty jersey? It's
Well, that would be a very
guy
big
that's
number
about
2.
this tall, weighs about 220 pounds or 215 pounds, along with a guy that's 6 feet tall and weighs about 400. Yeah, no, not happening.
Jeff, me and you, this is me, this is you. We stick to the Legends jerseys. Let
That's
the
just it.
young
I don't buy
let
New
the
Jersey.
if the young bucks want to get the new jerseys, the Genties and the Bowers and things like that, that's their era. I support you 100. But my era is the number 75, Greg Townsend, Lester Hayes, those guys. I learned my lesson the hard way. I buy a Randy Moss jersey, and 3 days later, he's fucking traded. You know what I mean? And it's like, so I learned
See,
my
and
lesson.
this is the part that kills me is everybody's got this narrative. What's up, Panda? Jeff gonna get some Mendoza stickers to put on his fridge, and no. But here's the problem, though, because I don't want him at number one. Everybody's writing this narrative that I don't like the kid and I think he's a bust. Blah blah blah. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't think he's the overall number one value at the number one pick, and we could do so much more damage in the draft if we were to trade back out of it. That's all. And I'm not the only one that says it. But why is it when I say it, everybody gives me shit? 805 says it all the time, and I don't see people giving him shit.
805 has changed his tune.
Since when?
Since,
He just did a show the other day and was saying it.
Yeah, and I watched him, and he's come to realize that there's some other things that he's seen that is a little bit different than what the perspective he put out there the first go round. And so, and there's a lot of other things that go into that selection than just his arm talent and his, he doesn't have good pocket. It's not a lot of this stuff that his deficiencies are very coachable. Because if you go look and you look at other players that were drafted in the top 5, their scouting reports are going to look just like Mendoza's, identical. So, and this whole RPO stuff that he runs nothing but RPOs. No, that's not true. Okay, he ran a lot of pro style as well, and he ran Spider 2 wide banana against Wisconsin for a touchdown.
All right, Chewy. Fuck what anybody else says. Have your own. I have my own opinion, but it happens to be kind of the same. But see, here's the. Stop for a second. Let me have my moment. Okay, 805 would break down why he doesn't think he was that. I don't break it down like that. I'm thinking of it just long term for the team and what we bring in for talent versus going for a quarterback with that number one pick. That probably won't even start this year. So how is that value overall with the number one overall pick? And first of all, you're going to draft a quarterback. His expectation by being the number one pick overall in the draft is up here. Okay. Well, what happens when he plays down this level? People are going to have a fucking fit. You know, people are going to turn on him in a hot beat if that's the case. When you could have so many other different players that builds towards the future, or that you got to remember, we're at a pivotal point with this organization. We got a brand new head coach. At the same time, we've never had this happen before where we needed a brand new head coach. We have the number one overall draft pick at the same time as also having a brand new head coach coming in. Okay. You've got a second year GM. Okay. You got an owner that's a former football player, the greatest of all in his position, as much as that hurts me to say. Okay. So we're at a pivotal point. We are at the point now where there's going to be no stones left unturned when it comes to vetting these players, vetting coaches, and moving this team forward in the proper progression. And if it means losing a guy like Max, because again, let's face it, Max is not part of the future of this organization. He's here short term from here on out. Whether it's the end of this contract or we re-sign him for one more, he's not going to be here when it comes time for us to be thinking about winning Super Bowls and getting deep into the playoff runs. It's just not going to happen. And real quick, Jess is in the chat. So Chewy's Raider coverage. Make sure you guys go check his channel out. He just hit 500 the other day, so shout out to Chewy. Congrats on that. I do appreciate you. You know that. So make sure you get over to Chewy's channel. Make sure you get over to 93 Navman, Raider Shield family. And at the same time, don't forget my guy next to me here, Jason Downs. It's Raiders First Downs. He does a show on Tuesday nights with Donuts Duncan where it's called Show Me Your Shield. And he'll be my regular. Him and I will be together on Saturday nights going forward for now, unless we change it to another day. But as of right now, that's what this is going to be. Actually, this would work out good comes the season. You know that? Because now we're on Saturday nights and we do a phone in like this on a Saturday night before the game. And we can get guys in the chat to call in and give their take on the game for that weekend. That's going to be fun. Because you're going to have some great takes. You're going to have some great conversations once we're deep into the, once we get into the season start. And even during training camp, free agency. I know you asked earlier about dates too, by the way. I do have it up. A free agency signing period begins on March 11th. So March 11th at 4 p.m. is officially the opening of free agency. But from March 9th to March 11th is the legal tampering can conduct, where they can reach out to prospective unrestricted free agents and talk about contracts or whatever. So when March 11th hits, that's why there's so many signings sometimes on the day that free agency opens, because they've already had these conversations with these teams, which is why it's imperative that we get the rest of the staff together fast, because we're less than a month away from that happening already.
But Jeff, just in all fairness,
I got you, Jeff.
I have no qualms with your takes either on how we should go about the draft. I don't. I if for some reason they come in and they go, you know what? He checked every box during our evaluation period, but there was just 2 boxes that he left unchecked that we just cannot pull the trigger on it. And they were apprehensive. But as long as their plan is, now, first of all, the pick is not for sale, right? You never advertise that pick is for sale. You let them come to you. You don't. Yeah, you don't. You don't be going, hey, anybody want to trade up and come up and get this draft pick and give us some of your draft capital? Nah, that's not you. No, I mean, literally, if the Jets called and said, hey, we'll give you a number 1 and we'll give you our number 2, we'll swap, and then we'll give you our 33rd pick and we'll give you a first round next year. Thanks for calling. Hang up. Let the next phone call come in. Because the Jets are, if they want Mendoza, they'll call. They'll call back. They're all the way up till about 10 seconds before the time expires. They'll call. If they want Mendoza, they'll call. But here's the flip side of that. And Wasted brought this up last night in the chat, and I was thinking the exact same thing before. Is why would the Jets trade Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams to get draft capital just to turn around and spend it on one draft pick? That doesn't make sense. That'd be the stupidest thing in the world for a franchise to do. In all honesty.
Yeah. Maybe not.
So I be quite honest with you, I think that's a dumb. You gave up 2 cornerstone pieces of your defense to get draft capital to rebuild and maybe add a couple pieces on your offensive side as well. But the draft is an unknown, and you know that, and I know that it's an unknown. It's such a crapshoot, And you're absolutely right. We could, if we take Mendoza with the number 1 pick, and he just pisses down his leg, and in 3 years we're looking to get rid of him. Yeah, it happened. It's not a Jamarcus Russell situation, guys. Don't even compare the two. Don't even compare the two, because Jamarcus Russell was all about he didn't care.
I know some people like Mendoza because he's a God-fearing man. He loves God.
Well,
and supposedly in some cases that's the only reason some people want him. It's like, are you kidding me? It's to your choice what you're. I don't care about the religious side of it, but it's like,
well, there's some people.
Give me other reasons why you want him other than just that. I mean, there's got to be more reasons. And it's funny because I've heard some people say, "Well, he did win a Heisman." Okay, and he won the Heisman. Okay,
I don't. He's one of
he won the national championship. Okay, and
that's
like,
to me
something else.
To me, what he did in the last 6-7 games of the season is more important than him winning the Heisman Trophy. To me, the Heisman Trophy. There's sometimes I forget he won the Heisman Trophy when I'm watching some of the videos.
He shouldn't have. I don't think
who else? I mean, Love was.
I think Jordan Love should have got it over him. To be honest with you.
To be quite honest with you, I do too, because from a individual standpoint, he did miraculous things from an individual standpoint. And you guys are absolutely right. On the other shows, you guys have clearly stated that Mendoza was maybe a benefactor of the whole team concept, right? And I get that. And I get that. But when you're the field general, all the bullshit goes through you in the first place. So you can have, because we can look at Georgia and we can look at Ohio State. Those two teams had better teams than Indiana.
I'm not the field general. I'm the commander in chief.
Now pay attention to what I'm trying to say here, and the chat will understand this as well. Those two teams had better teams than Indiana, top to bottom, hands down, no questions asked. But the field general was the equalizer in both of those games. He might not have put up all the beautiful stats and all that. He wasn't asked to. He was asked to do a job, and he did his job, and he did it to the best of it, and he did a damn good job.
See, that's a bad attitude, though, right there. At least we tried if Mendoza doesn't work out.
Okay, well, everybody's high on CJ Stroud. How's that working out? Answer the phone call.
You're on with Jeff and Jason. What's your name and what's your take?
Yeah, I'm George. So pretty much the Raiders, they've sucked all my life. I was maybe in elementary when the whole Tom Brady, that I guess they were good at those years, but I hardly remember. Then they were good like some other years when the quarterback got hurt. So I'm just a traumatized Raider fan. If they have the number 1 pick, I'm pretty sure somehow, some way they're going to screw it up. Now, having said that, there is no way they can take this kid, Mendoza, if they have the number 1 kid. Who else are they going to take? Are they going to trade it? It's not like they got some genius GM. We know their front office is a mess. It's not like they're going to create this defensively good team and have some picks out of nowhere. They have to roll the dice. And right now, he is the safest bet. Sure, he could suck, but then what about if he does it? And we're always going to look back at that and regret it. So right now, that's the only way, and then figure it out to all the other positions with all the other players they have.
Well, I like your line that the take you just said about we'll always look back and regret it. We end up doing that all the time. It is. We look at.
That's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
just look at last year's draft. How many of us regretted us taking Jack Betch? A lot of us. How many to this day still regret taking Tyree Wilson? A lot of us, especially when you watch the Super Bowl this past week and you see the likes of Gonzalez out there and do what he did on the losing team, how good he played out there. And that's a guy we could have had. So yeah, I get your take. I definitely
But I
understand.
but I feel like those guys you could find players like that, but it's really hard to find a good quarterback. Or even an average quarterback. Like
It's the
like
most
Sam
difficult
Darnold.
position.
I don't think he's a great quarterback. Nobody will put him in the top 5. But at least he's good enough, and the Raiders don't even have that.
No, and I agree. Like Jason just said, I know you can't hear him. In my opinion, there's 2 positions that are the hottest to draft and to hit on right away too, because sometimes there's just not that many of them, and that is definitely a quarterback because it takes a special type of kid coming out of college to be able to adapt immediately to NFL style. Do I think Mendoza can do it? Yeah, I do. I don't dispute the kid's talent. Okay. And the other one is left tackle. That's another one that's extremely tough to come by coming out of college. You've got some good ones lately that have come out. Sometimes look at Colton Miller. As good as he has been, when he came out in his first year, his rookie year, was not a good year. He looked horrible, but he grew into that position. You know, I trust me. If we draft Mendoza, I'm behind him 100%. I want to see him succeed because if he succeeds, the team succeeds. I'm happy. Everybody around us is happy because we're winning games.
Look, man, I'm so traumatized. I'm such a traumatized fan that last year I wanted them to freaking to pick that Sanders kid. I can't pronounce his first name. Whatever. The Sanders. Yeah, I just wanted something to look forward to. And right now it's like at least give me something to look forward to. That's all I want. Forget going to the playoffs. I just want something to get excited about. That's how traumatized I am.
No, and I get it. We all are. I mean, Jason and I. Look at us. At our age. I mean, the last time we saw the Raiders win a Super Bowl was 40 years ago. It goes all the way back to 1984. That's a long.
But I mean, you guys had a good run though in the early 2000s when they were good, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we were good, but yeah, we got to the Super Bowl, but we got destroyed. So I mean, we have seen success since those our actual winning Super Bowls, but nothing sustained that's been long term.
Yeah, man. Hopefully they do it, man. Hopefully, because right now even the fans, somebody posted. I've been looking at videos. I don't know how true they are, but they're saying that that there's more fans of the other team out there in Vegas, which is crazy, right? The Raiders are one of the hottest teams out there, along with the Cowboys, Niners, and so on.
Well, we still are, but I think because of right now where we're located, and again, the team's been so bad, it's tough to attract fans when the team is every year been this bad. Fans don't want to show up. In all honesty, it's actually in some cases cheaper to go to a Raiders away game than it is to go to Vegas and watch them play at home.
Yeah.
Me, I was able to go to 2 games last season on the road. I live in New England. I'm over in Rhode Island. So I was obviously went to the Raiders Patriots game when they came here to New England. And then in December, I drove down to Philly. My wife and we went to the Philly game. So I got to see 2 games last year. And either way, they were both still cheaper combined were cheaper for me to do than flying out to Vegas to watch them play at home. At least I got to see
but
last year, so I'm good.
Yeah. But thanks a lot. Like I said, man, just take that kid just to give us some excitement, then figure it out the rest of the draft. Do your magic somehow, some way. But
Yeah.
that's my take, guys. Have a good one. Great show.
All right, man. I appreciate you
Good call.
calling in, man. Thanks.
Good
Good
call.
call.
Hey, I brought up Chewy's take here, and kind of in that same ballpark. And I'm going to throw a little. We're going to go back in time a little bit.
What's up, linebacker? You? I see you, brother. Welcome in.
What's up, linebacker? I'm going to go back in time just a little bit with that. Is Joe Montana without Bill Walsh?
Oh, you already said this to me.
Yeah, but in case anybody else hasn't heard this, is John Elway without Mike Shanahan? Is Rich Gannon
John
Rich Gannon?
Elway's a pitcher in baseball without Shanny.
Well, no, because Shanahan didn't come along until later on. You got to remember
I know.
he had.
I know,
he had
it's a joke.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so
No,
and
the
then you got.
firefighters have senses of humor. Cops don't. This was serious.
Well, you guys only laugh at your own jokes because nobody else will.
No, because
But,
we're laughing at you.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's like dude, I'm only laughing because I feel sorry for you in this moment.
Why? Why do you feel sorry for me?
But anyways, you throw Gannon. Rich Gannon is not Rich Gannon without John Gruden, correct? Brett Favre is not Brett Favre without Mike Holmgren, right? Peyton Manning had his most success with Tony Dungy, correct, as a head coach. Not necessarily the offensive
guy.
guy.
Overboard with some of these guys you're calling out.
What I'm saying, and I've said this before many a times, it's like a fine wine with a meal. You have to be able to pair that fine wine with the meal. If and I'm saying if, I'm not saying it's an absolute, but if Mendoza and Kubiak could be paired together, that could be something special. And it could be something special. I mean, it's just, but until we actually, I don't know. I don't know what our plan is at quarterback because right now we have Geno Smith and Aiden O'Connell, and I don't feel comfortable going into the season with those guys. Now, if they in free agency they maybe pick up somebody that Kubiak feels more comfortable with from a veteran aspect, I'm good with it. I'm still going to root for Mendoza wherever he goes. Trust me, because the kid is. He I rooted for Cam Ward. I root for him. I root for Jaden Daniels. I didn't like Caleb Williams until this year. Then it's like, there's Bryce Young. I actually wrote Bryce Young. I thought Bryce Young was done going in after at the beginning of this year. I thought, that kid's, and then all of a sudden it clicked and he started playing good. Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, and he gets Liam Cohen as his head coach. He turns it around, So it's just a matter.
But now you're talking about guys that are well into their careers and being successful.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is Mendoza's not going to be successful right away, but give him a few years.
It's
and maybe different coaches or a different team.
It's incumbent upon the coach to make him successful.
I mean, you do realize who we're getting who our head coach is, right?
Yep.
Okay. You do realize, and I'm going based on what coach is saying here because I believe this too. This is going to be a heavy Genty run first situation going forward.
We got to build the old line for him anyways, whether we get a quarterback or
Well,
not.
that's just it. So you're going to be looking at heavy doses of Genty and whoever else our number 2 running back is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a run first team.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that, especially with the caliber of talent of Genty, because right now you don't know what you've got for your quarterback.
But if you look at this year,
you have to. But hold on, you have to go with the guy that you think is going to be the future star of this team right now, which definitely is Brock or him. So who's the easiest without a quarterback to be that superstar? Genty. So let's address the offensive line, get that set, and just have any old schmuck back there that can hand the ball off to him as much as possible. Maybe have to toss a couple of, because now with the running game being so good, you're going to have some passing lanes. And now you can throw some short passes to Brock Bowers and let him do his magic. Don't expect doing deep passes down the field with this offense. I can tell you that right now. Not unless we address the wide receiver, the offensive line. There's so much that has to be addressed this draft,
Mhm.
and it's brutal how we could, if we don't do it the right way, we're going to be set up for failure again. That's all.
No matter who we take with the first or the second pick.
Not if we take a quarterback with that first overall
No.
number one. No,
There's no offensive lineman that's worthy of taking with the second pick right now.
I never said there was. I've never said there was. There's
So
defensive players you can take, which would make trading Max off a little bit better.
okay, then why don't we just take
I
our
want as many
number
first
one
round
pick?
picks as we can get this draft, and as many as we can get for next year's draft too.
I
It's
get it.
going to take three. It's going to take 2 or 3 drafts and free agencies to get this team to where you want to be as far as being competitive in our own division. Because don't forget, our division's not going anywhere. These coaches are still going to be around for a few more years. Their quarterbacks are all still going to be here for a few more years. Their everything you see right now on those 3 teams in our own division, they're not going to change much from now until then.
So here's my formula. If we hit on 2 picks in this draft, and we hit on 4 free agents, that's 6 players. With what we already have now, with better coaching, you're going to see a big difference. Huge difference. Huge, absolutely huge difference. And that's just that's not very difficult. And as far as building the trenches from rounds 2 through 4 is not that hard, especially when we got 4 picks from 2 through 4. So it's not going to be.
I don't want to be drafting offensive linemen that late. I want them
defensive tackles.
I want the best. I want offense. I want the best available at the time early in the draft. I don't want to be drafting the best offensive lineman in round 3 and 4.
Well, I hate to tell you this. I hate to tell you this. There's not the offensive line. The grades for the offensive line fall way back to the 2nd and 3rd round right now. You got Mayagoa and Fanu are the only 2 sure locks in the 1st round. Etienne from Arizona State will probably be a late 1st round pick. And then after that, it's going to be a lot of really good, some talent, some very talented, but really good offensive linemen 2nd and 3rd round. And that's the way the stars are lining up right now. You're seeing a lot, there's a moderate dose of wide receivers. There's the 1st round is sprinkled with everything. The only thing it doesn't have is there's not a buffet of quarterbacks. And that's what's making a lot of people scared, is because there's not a buffet of quarterbacks to pick from. So that's why us having the number 1 pick and not having really a whole lot of choices at number 1 with that pick is what's making everybody scared about taking that pick, taking a quarterback with that pick. And Mendoza has clearly established himself as the best quarterback in this draft. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Do I think we could get him if we had the 4th or 5th pick in the draft? No, we wouldn't have got him. He'd be gone.
Wouldn't get who?
Mendoza. He'd be gone.
Mendoza will go to the Jets. If we pass on him, Mendoza will go to the Jets.
And if the Jets don't take him,
and I'll tell you why the Jets take him. You got to remember, Aaron Glenn is fighting for his life because he ain't going to be around much longer if he doesn't get a QB that's going to be able to do it. That's why I think the Jets would go all in on getting him. And if we keep our mouths shut and say that we're offering it, wow, was somebody? What the hell? 12:30. Oh, he must have just hung up. I didn't realize. I thought he had hung up. Shit, what was I going to say? Yeah, if we don't put it out there that we're willing to trade and we just say that we're taking Mendoza with number 1 and that's the rumor that gets spread around, that makes that pick even more valuable because they know that we're definitely going to go for that. So I'm telling you, if Aaron Glenn doesn't get a quarterback that's going to be able to do something with this team, and that's why I think the Jets would go all in because he knows his ass is on the line. I don't see him lasting past next season if they don't do something. I don't. I really don't, especially when you got an early pick. You know,
What?
and you've got so many draft picks to do something with too.
Well,
They could do some serious damage in this draft. They have the ability to make some serious fucking moves.
look at
And just real quick,
go ahead. Go ahead and read this comment.
I just want to bring Bueno. Just read your. I just fucking drooled. What the fuck?
Well, you're excited and you're spitting at me, and I'm 3,000 miles away.
I think I've reverted to my grandson. I'm fucking drooling like he does. Bueno, read your question again right there. Or your comment. Just read what it says. If not, I'll read it out loud for you. If next year's QB class is so heavy, wouldn't it be more likely that alignment drops and we can get more value with a later pick? You're talking next year, like the 2027 draft? So think about what you just said. So if we're not going to go for offensive line this year, we're going to wait till next year to do it? That's pretty much what you're saying. Instead of going for a quarterback next year when we can get the offensive line in place this year.
Okay, you want me to help
make
you out,
a
Jeff?
run-heavy team this year.
You want me to help you out?
Help what out? What's there to help out with? It's a just
watch.
think about
Just pay attention. That's why you're a fireman. Pay attention.
I don't pay attention. I just bust the door down and keep going. So what the fuck?
Yeah. Now pay attention. So we can still address the offensive line in free agency and in the draft this year. Okay. We take a quarterback number one. There's a plethora of linemen that are going to be there at the top of the second round. We can take with 36 and we can take with 67. They're going to be there. Trust me. And these are really good players that could start right away. Okay. And there's a couple good offensive linemen that are top-notch offensive linemen. And I'm praying Baltimore doesn't slap a franchise tag on Linderbaum. If they don't put a franchise tag on Linderbaum, we're going, huh?
They can't.
Why can't they?
Because they refused his 5th-year option.
They can still give him a franchise tag.
No, they can't.
Well,
no, they can't.
Okay.
They can't. I trust me. They can't put a 5th-year option on him. So the best they can do is get into a bidding war to keep him, and they don't have the salary cap. Anybody's going to have to.
You're right. And I'm offering him $22.5 million as my starting point.
And if he takes that, he's guaranteed Baltimore's not going to even come close to that.
Yeah. Well, he said, I think SpotTrack has him at about 18 to 20. I would go.
I would start at 20.
I'd go 22. You want him, pay him. Give him a couple. What's a couple extra $1 million going to hurt? Nothing.
Sure.
Right.
Well, it will.
So that knocks down the center position with JPJ.
Yeah, but it will hurt if we have to cut guys. Like Cap is on contract for 2 years. We're going to have dead cap from him. Geno Smith, we're going to have dead cap for him if we cut him. So certain guys that we do decide to cut are going to have dead cap. It's going to affect us in a way.
Yeah, but that extra $30 million that the NFL just gave us on the salary cap kind of alleviates that just a little bit.
Well, also, if we cut Geno, that means that we're bringing in another veteran that we're going to pay more than what we're paying Geno, which drives me nuts. Why people are like, well, let's cut Geno and bring in Kirk Cousins. Are you serious? So you're going to cut a guy and bring in another guy and be on the hook for this guy for another year and still pay this new guy? Now, that doesn't make sense.
So bring Bueno's thing back up. We'll go over that real quick.
Which one?
The comment that Bueno had just a minute ago. Okay. So let's say we take the quarterback this year. We go into next year's draft and we're picking 6 or 7 next year in the draft because we won 5 or 6 games, right? So we're at 6, 7, somewhere in 8. Okay. And there's
we got the Jets first round of next year because we trade out. I love throwing monkey wrenches in this shit. Go ahead.
Okay, we'll throw monkey wrenches.
I'll be quiet. No. Just do what you're doing. I'll be
7
quiet.
games and we're screwed there too.
Just do what you're doing. I'll be quiet.
So if we had the 6th pick next year and it's quarterback heavy, let's say there's 5. The top first 5 picks are all going to be quarterback heavy, right? And the guys at 2 and 3 don't need a quarterback, right? We don't need a quarterback because we already drafted one. Now, if somebody wants to come up and get their quarterback, i.e. the Jets, because they didn't get one this year, we can get that draft capital plus 2028's draft capital as well for them to come up.
For who to come up? Like the Jets?
Yeah.
Dude, if he doesn't, I'm telling you, if they don't get a quarterback this year, and if it's not Mendoza, Aaron Glenn ain't going to be there next year, and they're going to be starting fresh all over again.
Mendoza is not going to turn a team around that fast. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
CJ Stroud, and Jane Daniels
No.
an anomaly.
No, now you can. Now I'm going to talk. You can go back now. What did you just say?
I said
Mendoza's not going to turn what around?
He's not going to turn a team around in one shot.
Oh, wait a minute. But yet you want us to take him.
Fuck yeah!
Why?
You get a. When are you going to get a franchise quarterback?
Who knows? Who needs one? Why do we have to have a franchise quarterback?
Oh my God!
How many times have we been successful with a franchise quarterback?
We've never done it.
Okay, but we've been successful in the past without one.
When's the last time we drafted a franchise quarterback?
Derek Carr.
Okay.
And oh, gee, what was that? Second round too. Ooh, so you don't have to get one in the first round.
I already told you could get one in the top 40 picks. But do you like anybody else?
But why do you have to grab this one at the number one then? Why does it have to be the number one?
It doesn't have to be.
Then why are you pushing for it?
But we need to get a franchise quarterback.
But do we though?
At some point, we're going to have to.
Oh, I love this. This is so much fun.
You're the one.
I just like.
Come on, Karen. Come on, Karen. Speak up.
Clicky, clicky. It's clicky, clicky. Linebacker, you Aaron Glenn is gone if he doesn't stop winning with a winning record of. Oh, I believe it. He's going to be one of the shortest tenured coaches.
Yeah.
Outside of Jared Mayo, first time coach too. Oh no, actually, wasn't he a head coach before? Wasn't Aaron Glenn a head? No, he wasn't. Was he?
I thought he wasn't a head coach somewhere before.
I know he was with the Jets before, but that was as a player.
All right. Well, we're 2 hours and 40 minutes in, Skipper.
Yeah, I know. It's going to catch up in the chat, and we'll probably call it. Being a Raiders fan builds character and patience. Just a little patience. Yeah, just a little patience. I've been walking the streets at night just trying to get it right. Oh, it's bad. You cannot tag it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was unsure. I was unsure. I thought he was on a 4-year. You're absolutely right. I was wrong on that.
Well, Harbaugh's not in the Jets. Harbaugh's with the Giants. But that did come out that Linderbaum was going to go follow Harbaugh, but I guess he doesn't like the line coach or the coordinator that's there. There's something that soured him on making that move.
Mm-hmm.
See, everyone is talking about QBs and online. What is there on the roster? Oh, yeah, exactly. Linebackers. We need linebackers bad too.
We need everything but a punter. We need another.
Yeah, not lying.
We need a wide receiver. We need another wide receiver, a virtual wide receiver. You know,
I know Rebel's on the same page too in a way. Next year when there's 15 in the first round, there'll be 15 QBs next year.
But are they going to be better than Mendoza?
Dude,
because this year was supposed to be loaded with quarterbacks, and look what happened.
Yeah, 2 of them are staying back. 2 of them went back for another year. Because it's free fucking money, dude. It's free money. There's no you know that there's no pressure on Moore or on Chambers to go back to the respective teams. Come on.
Moore took a bigger risk going back to Oregon than he did if he would have came out this year as a number 2.
Why? Why do you think he took a bigger risk?
Because he would have had guaranteed first round money, $40 million.
Okay, he'll get it next year.
Next year's not a guarantee.
Just like Mendoza is not a guarantee to fix everything.
Okay, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, I can just flip it right back around.
No, you're spinning around yourself is what you're doing.
Well, everybody else is expecting a 1-year turnaround. I mean, come on, man. Pay attention to the people when they talk in chats and shit. Listen to what Raider Nation is saying. The fans are actually saying that if we draft him, we're gonna be good again. We're gonna make a punt. These people talk about delusional. I know Nabman says anybody that doesn't want Mendoza is delusional. Well, I guess I'm delusional then. That I don't want him. I want more value at that number 1 pick. And I'm sorry. That quarterback is not a number 1 value.
Well,
He's only number one ranked right now because we're picking number one, and everybody knows we need a quarterback. But do we?
if he was in last year's draft, I would have taken him over Drake May.
Oh, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't take any. Absolutely not. I would have taken Chambliss over him this year. I just think Chambliss is a lot more athletic, and I think in Kubiak's system could do a hell of a lot more damage.
I don't care about the athleticism. I really don't.
Well, you should if your offensive line is shit. Because right now, as you look at our roster, our offensive line is Swiss cheese, bro.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
on February 14th, it is.
Yeah, and until
on May 1st, it might be twice that much better.
Is that a guarantee on May 1st? No, it's not. But you don't know that. That's the whole point. Everybody has to look at this roster as it sits right now in front of your face. This is what's on the roster. And realistically, you have to look at what's on this roster. That's what we're going into next season with until we make moves in free agency, until we draft players. Until then, what is on the roster is what we start in 2026 with. That's it. So what you see on paper right now that's listed with the NFL office, that's the Las Vegas Raiders roster. This is who they have. No one else, and that's it. This is what you've got. Okay. So, all right, free agent comes. Shit, we didn't pick up any offensive linemen. Okay, draft's coming up. Shit, all the guys we wanted got taken. So now we're going with the same guys we had last year because we couldn't make the right move. We couldn't time everything right. So as of right now, the roster, what you see is the starting roster for 2026. No questions asked. You can't argue that. You can't deny it. You can't do anything.
And we don't have
until March 11th comes around, free agency opens, and we start signing free agents. Then we can start addressing going forward. But as of right now, what's on this roster is on this roster.
We don't have a wide receiver. We don't
exactly. You have nothing. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. We have nothing. Mm-hmm. So if we don't make any moves in free agency, because last year was such a barn burner of a free agency, it was the best one we ever had.
Thank you. And I've said this before, and this isn't an argument. If we do not properly address free agency, then going into the draft, our plan is out the fucking window. We have to revert back to the Jeff formula at that point. But if we address the offensive line, if we can get two legitimate offensive linemen in free agency, pick up a cornerback in free agency, maybe get a wide receiver in free agency, Mr. Pierce, lock that down, get that locked down before we go into the draft, then now we're cooking with peanut oil. Right? And he's absolutely right. It wasn't 100% the roster last year either. I would probably put more blame on the coaching than it was the roster in itself.
Oh, without a doubt. I especially again know what we know now what that offensive line went through. That's actually absolutely
and
disgusting.
I want to memorialize this situation real quick.
Thanks, we've lost.
On you, so it's memorialized on YouTube going forward. I want you to tell me when I brought forth Mendoza as a future number one quarterback.
When did you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I honestly can't answer that.
Was it way back in September?
Sure. Dude, well, I don't know.
Because
I honestly don't know.
That's just it. The point I'm making, and I remember it was on a Saturday when we did the last call on Saturday night. Okay, it was. I go, did you see that kid play it? No, I didn't, because you don't watch college football, right? So I was like, man, you should saw him. It was pretty impressive what he did. He was shitting the bed all day, and then all of a sudden at the end, he just come alive and took that game over. And it was like, yeah. And then I think it was the Oregon game was when you said, oh, yeah, he's going to be the number one pick in the draft.
Oh, I knew he was going to be the number one.
I didn't think
it was going to be us. I almost wish we finished with the number two pick because then there'd be no questions.
No, because then we trade up and get them.
And that would be absolutely stupid to do for us. When we need so much, why would we waste draft picks?
Hey, we are the number one pick. Because let's face it,
if
we would have gotten Jaden Daniels at AP, not come in and won 5 fucking games.
I'm telling you, if Mendoza was there at number 6 and we had the 6th pick and we took him, there's already less pressure on the kid because he's not the number 1 overall, looked at as the savior of Raider Nation. Which is how people address him right now. They just think he is him. He is it. He is the Messiah. He is everything. I mean, Jesus Christ. There's people selling T-shirts and jerseys already with Mendoza on them. We don't even have them yet. We haven't even draft hasn't even come. It's still a month and a half, 2 months away.
Oh, I know.
And people have got jerseys with the. How you know he's going to wear 15? You don't even know what number he's going to pick. What if he wants to go back to his high school number or whatever? Oh God, talk about delusional. And you know what? I love his statement because his comment is actually 100% spot on. Las Vegas Raiders are the NFL's ultimate split personality. On one hand, a team that thrives on chaos, swagger, and defying expectations. On the other hand, a franchise that can't stop sabotaging itself.
Boom.
Hopefully that stopped this offseason going forward. But prior seasons, yeah, that was 100% spot on.
Yeah. So
there's a reason some folks say Mendoza is the second coming. Yes, fan for fanatic. Yes, we need a QB. There's no denying that, and I don't deny it either.
No.
It just doesn't matter. I just don't think he's worth the number 1 value overall. That's all. I've seen fans of other teams saying trading our to not draft your biggest need is such a Raider thing to do. Our biggest need is a roster. Plain and simple. Best thing we can do is keep Gino for the last year, grab Will Levis, let Kubiak groom him for a year, trade back and restock roster with picks and free agents. Mm-hmm. I mean, we do have to come to grips that there is a scenario where Geno Smith is our guy going into next year. Mm-hmm. He's on the roster now for another year. And if there's no free agents out there, which there isn't really, until other guys get cut or released or whatever.
No. But then again, coaching could play a difference in what we get out of him.
And Rebel's right too. We did have 2 years of bad offensive line coaching because in 2024, the first half of the season was horrible because you had Getsy and whatever that guy. I forget what was that Gorgon, whatever the fuck Grows.
Yeah, it wasn't until we turned it over to Joe Philbin and let him
exactly, and they started playing better. They started getting better coaching. Yeah. This year,
right. I have my movie director over here.
What's up, Martinez?
We're at almost 3 hours, Skipper.
All right. Yeah, you can bail out. I'm going to just go through the rest of the chat, catch up.
I want to end the show with you.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, I didn't know if you had to take off. No. Any good free? Oh, what's up, Bat Fry Pods? What's up, man? Welcome in. Make sure everybody that's new in here in the chat, make sure you guys hit the notifications, hit the subs for both channels. I'm 401 Raider Jeff. Gentleman next to me he's listed as Raiders First Downs. Make sure you get over to his channel and hit that sub and notification. Let's see. But this is going to be our new show on Friday nights. We do live phone calls.
Saturday
I did
night.
shut the number. Yeah, Saturday night. I did shut it down from the net on the phone calls because it is already 1:00 here, and I need to start quieting down the house because everybody's asleep.
Yeah, same here.
You bills for the. Oh, wait, I didn't even finish reading this. Any good free agent offensive lineman Raiders will probably have to overpay them to come Vegas due to the state of the roster and consistent shit show we've been in. Yeah, I believe that. I agree with that in a way. I'm kind of hoping Kubiak him being here shows the possible future progression of this team. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Peanut oil, he said. Now you're cooking with peanut oil. Mm-hmm. Let's see. If we draft Mendoza, it's going to be exactly like when the Pats drafted Plunkett or Wilson with the Jets, or even Mayfield with the Browns for a current guy. Yeah. Well, you got to think about why our roster was so bad too. It was filled with a bunch of guys on 1 year deals. We've got less free agents this year than we did before the start of 2025. 2025, we had 27 free agents. We had 23, 29.
23 expiring contracts this year.
Yeah. Mendoza was so awesome. Everyone knew about him at Cal. Some did. I will say that. So some of the guys I deal with knew him in Cal. Jason saw him what he did in Cal. There's a few others that know about it, but again, that's because I didn't know about him before this season. You know, I mean, again, I'm an East Coaster. If I lived out that way around where Cal is, all right, I would probably know of him. You know, I didn't know of him until halfway through this current season. Plus, not for nothing, when we're dealing with the season that we were dealing with, I wasn't paying much attention to college at that point either. Scott Mitchell is first year starter from Marino to get. Oh my God, yeah, I remember that too. In Detroit thought they had the second coming of Marino themselves, and he never amounted to much. Saying nobody knew about Mendoza while he was at Cal is a dumb tape. That is like saying people can't get better from their rookie season until they're 50. I didn't know about him, Bueno. So it's not really that dumb of a take. I'm a Raiders fan, but I don't live on the West Coast. It's easy for you guys on the West Coast to say you heard of him. I mean,
yeah. And in all fairness for Jeff too, he doesn't really watch a whole lot of college football.
No, I don't.
And so
I don't start watching it until it's like towards the end.
It's like with the, you know what's funny is in the preseason, I didn't know Mendoza transferred to Indiana. I didn't even know that. You know who said it? Cheeto.
Oh, really?
He's the one I go, oh shit, he went to Indiana, and it was the week before the Illinois game, and then I pulled him up on the Illinois game, and I saw him play. I was like, oh wow, that's pretty good.
What's up, Perry? What if the Raiders pass on Mendoza and he turns out to be a top 3 QB in the league? Where he goes, would you be sorry the Raiders passed on him? You know, that's the other thing. When people say, you know what, we should have taken that guy. Look how good he is with that team. You gotta go apples to apples in that case. You gotta look at the structure of the team itself too. You know, like, how do I want to word this? All right, I'll give you an example. It's going to be a player that was already in the league for a while. Okay, so you take Saquon Barkley. He's on the Giants all this time. He's a really good running back while he was with New York, but wasn't surrounded with a lot of talent. They weren't moving in the right direction. So he gets a chance to lead there as a free agent. He goes to a team that runs a different system. They have a lot of talent around him, an offensive line that's built up, and he flourishes. Runs for 2,000 yards. They win a Super Bowl. He just had a phenomenal year. The whole team was just on a roll. Okay. Yeah, Jalen Hurts didn't have like this magical statistical year because they were a run heavy team. It's obvious. He rushed for over 2,000 yards. If you're a guy that's running for over 2,000 yards, your quarterback's not going to be playing at a super high statistical level. He's going to be kind of middle of the pack. So you have to look at where this player ends up on what type of team. Does he end up on a team that was all they needed was this guy to come in, and he goes to a team that's already got their offensive line set. They've got running backs. They've got tight ends. They've got everything. All they're missing is that quarterback, and he has a phenomenal career or does great. Okay. But then we take him. We're not ready because we don't have the offensive line. We don't have the wide receivers. We have to hope and wish that we do that in free agency and in the draft this year to hopefully put Mendoza on the field and be successful. Whereas if we pass on him this year and go a different route and build up the roster, so when it comes time to grab that franchise quarterback, we're ready to roll because we've got the running game knocked out. We've got the offensive line set up. We've got an assemblage of wide receivers. We've got our tight end and Brock Bowers. We're ready to go. Now we get him, and now we go heavy into defense too, so we can kind of even it out. That's the difference. Yeah, he may go to a team and be great, but if he comes to us and we're not good because we're not ready. Let's face it, our offensive line, whether good coaching or not right now, is not going to be up to the task with what we have on this roster. Plain and simple.
What we have on the roster right now will not be with us at the beginning of the year. It will not be the same. There'll be 2 or 3 pieces, but not the whole lineup is not going to be the same. So that part I'm not even worried about.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you though is Mr. Mike Tomlin ain't coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers no more because they said, wait. We'll get a franchise quarterback. Wait. And then they took a gamble on Kenny Pickett, and that blew up in their face. And wait. We can wait. We can get it. We can get a franchise quarterback with the 25th pick. Wait. And it just didn't happen, did it? So when you're in a position to get a franchise quarterback, you gotta jump on it. And if you don't think he's a franchise quarterback, then don't take him. And I'm all with it. I mean, trust me.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with that.
I mean, it's going to come down to whether Kubiak thinks he can build the system around him. That's what it comes down to.
Because you, me, and everybody else in the chat aren't out there with the clipboards on pro day. We're not in the meeting. We're not meeting with the kid. We're not going over thousands and thousands of hours of game film and practice. And there's another thing too, is Indiana provides practice film to the scouts as well pre-draft. All that gets mixed into it. We don't have access to it. What do we have? A television. We have a television and a commentator that's pumping it up, right? But at the same time, I mean, I've watched enough football. I can tell that they're going to be somebody's going to be.
Stop playing plays and NFTs and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though. That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. The sample size. Is the sample size sufficient for Mendoza to take him the first?
There's not a sample size. There's you got at least 38 games of good tape on him.
Yeah.
You take into the 2 years at Cal and the progression that he made at Cal, because he did progress at Cal. He did have some. He was just on that team. He got everything he could out of that team. They almost beat Miami. They lost to him by 1 point, and while he was at Cal, it was the exact same Miami team that he beat in the national championship, except they had Cam Ward instead of Carson Beck. It was the same exact team.
If you build through the draft, please explain the Cardinals, the Browns, the Panthers, the Jags, post Coughlin. I don't know what you mean on that. I'm not sure.
Everybody's theory is you build through the draft, but you got to do it right. Those guys they weren't doing it right.
Guys, I don't. No, hold on. I shut the phone down like about 10 minutes ago or so. Only because it's already after 1 o'clock here, and I got to get out of here. We've already been on for 3 hours.
Yeah.
But this has been a killer show. I appreciate everybody being in here, and I know I haven't gotten to all the chats, but I'm trying to catch up before we get out of here so we can call it a night. Yeah, pretty sure you heard of Caleb Williams. Oh, I knew of Caleb Williams big time. Because again, it's USC. It's a bigger school, and I heard of Caleb Williams ahead of time. But I didn't hear about Mendoza when he was at Cal. So I get what you're saying, though, linebacker. Because let's face it, I mean, if he was that big of a deal in Cal, it would have been more notable probably across the country. I get that. But again, USC is a bigger school. They're always in they're always in the upper echelon. Just the name itself. And the fact that me being a Raiders fan and knowing that a lot of our players in the past came from USC, Marcus Allen and everything, I do keep track of some of these teams, some of these schools, because of just by formality through the years,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did know about Caleb Williams beforehand.
Yeah, that's not why I don't like. I didn't. I like Caleb a little bit more this year, but coming out of USC, he was ad libbing too much when the offense was. I mean, he had Mekhi Lemon and Zachariah Branch to throw the ball to, and he was doing a lot of ad libbing.
It'd be guard anyway. Martinez, not center for. I mean, not tackle for JPJ. Let's see. These dogs know how to do all these tricks, but all I can do is come and roll over. QBs right now that could play in any system, regardless of coach. Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrows. These four are the clear current cats going. You know what? I was just thinking about this too today. Once the draft comes around, I know it's going to come up on my Facebook feed. It's going to be my memory of draft day number 1 when Burrow got drafted by the Bengals, because my exact post I put on Facebook was, I was like, well, it sucks for Burrows. He's gonna go to the Bengals and he's gonna be on a shit team for the rest of his career. Good luck in Cincinnati. And how's that worked out for him? It's pretty much almost right on the money. I mean, he's had a couple of, successful seasons with the team. Like, the team itself has been successful, but I was right on the money with that because they were horrible this year. If we can start hitting more spleen types and less $200 million bust ass sus SOBs, we can start looking at free agency. Yeah. Let's see. Like Robert Kraft always says, there's only one thing better than a back massage. Yeah, I agree. Tyree was. I don't want to hear about that one. It drives me nuts. Christian Wilkins got AP and Telesco fired. Name any franchise QB in this draft. Any? I don't think there is any in this one, to be honest with you. Not in this one. I don't know. Maybe thinks he was having no QB. Sorry, guys. Once I get to the end of the chat, we're out of here. Let's see. No, you still got it. Just tell us something you never told. Fucking bueno. All right, everybody. Thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you to all my moderators and Jason's moderators for keeping the chat clean. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for all the support with the super chats tonight. The phone calls have been awesome tonight. I appreciate it. Everybody that called in. Jason, this was a fun one tonight. I had a blast.
Anytime I get to share the stage with you is fun.
Oh, make me feel all. Now I'm sharing with 805.
Yeah.
But again, thank you everybody for being in here tonight and spending your night with us on a Saturday night on Valentine's Day. Hope you all got a little something. You know what I mean? But hey, stay safe and go Raiders until the next one.
Peace.
401. 401. Silver and black, yeah, we never fold. New winning roots with a Raider soul. East Coast grind, West Coast pride. Raider